If everybody's ready to get started, we will do just that. Is everybody ready to get started?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why not?
Outstanding. So,
Let me actually sign in and not just sit at the loading page.
yeah, that's good.
Uh,
So,
okay.
last time,
That helps.
yeah. So last time we played, you guys accepted an offer. Well, actually, no, that was the session before last. So most recently, after accepting a contract to serve as a security detail for Dev, the archaeologist, from the first session, uh, after the encounter with those scorpion-headed creatures in the caves, you made your way into these engineer ruins, and after exploring around, um, you actually encountered a living engineer, and initially things were going decent when
Not
Dev
for
was
long.
talking. What?
Not for long.
Well, yeah, not for long. Uh, because what happened? The company happened. Uh, because Dev was communicating with him, and then the company representative Perez got a little lippy, and a combination of that and Miller, like physically trying to restrain him, and the two fighting, convinced the engineer that humanity had not shed its violent ways, and the engineer promptly attacked. A little clever thinking on Arthur's part ultimately enabled you guys to kill it, and then on your way out of the uh, ruins in an attempt to find Perez as well as Anders and McNeil, you found that they had been uh, captured and taken hostage by uh, the same sort of force of unidentified Black Ops commandos from your previous operation on Deadfall. You fought and killed all of them, so where we pick up is in the immediate aftermath, like the final echoes of gunshots are echoing throughout the caves. Uh, Perez, McNeil, and Anders are like slowly looking around. Miller and Heather are bishoped. And yeah, so what do you guys do next?
Well, I think we have to scrape uh, Heather and Harrison off
Luckily,
the
you have
ground
shovels.
and carry them back to the ship. Yep.
Well,
Zedra
w-
Pays.
hey, we don't know if there's any more. We need to clear. We need to
All right.
clear this at this point. So, um, I suggest Heather deal with any medical issues.
Heather can't move.
Oh, Heather's the one that's
Heather,
all messed up.
well, Heather and Miller, because basically Heather, like took it off from a grenade and was like disemboweled. So I mean, she can be repaired, but that would take a shift of work. And in the meantime, she basically can't do anything.
But Miller still he can't move, but he's awake. He's awake, right?
Miller, let's see, because he got a crit. He had the exact same thing happen to him that Heather did. They both had the severe chassis breach crit. Internal organ spill out, and the android is completely immobilized.
Okay.
So, what's
Oh
your
dear.
course of action? Oh dear, indeed.
Hold on, and we still haven't fully even cleared this whole base yet, have we?
Um,
And,
yeah,
and we still need to go past the scorpions.
yep.
Can we fix them here?
If you want to spend 6 hours in here doing so, yes.
If more special forces dudes come, we'll just set them on fire again.
Well,
I like
I'm
your
trying to
thing.
think of doing two things at the same time. That we've got 2, 4. So if 4 of us start to check this path over here, we'll leave 1 here. Who's he? That's okay. because Evelyn has to stay to do the work, right?
Yeah. But again, the work
Yep.
would take 6 hours.
All right, so 3 of us would have to go because I would want to leave somebody here to guard her with the NPCs. I'm not planning on going far. I just want to see what's over here and where that connects.
Okay.
But first thing I want to do is open up this door because that leads to the
The
dark
Blacker
liquid,
room.
right?
Yeah.
I want to clear the black look, make sure they don't have anybody else in there.
Okay.
And there's
So let's
2
clear that
engineers in
room
there.
real quick and make sure there's nobody else in
Yeah.
there.
Dev will say to Horgus that she'll stay put and keep Evelyn covered. So she
Alright.
will stay put, and then basically Horgus, Chef, Arthur, and Martin can go check out the ampule room or whatever it was called.
Yep.
Okay, so who's going on point?
Someone that can actually see something.
Who's out of the left? Who's got the best perception?
Or observation. So let's see. Ohio Tobias has wits 2 and observation 2, so he's got a total of 4.
I've got 6.
You got 6. And then what does Arthur have?
And it's off of wits, right?
Yeah, it's based on wits.
Yeah, I'm a 3.
Arthur's got 3 as well, so I think yeah, it's Martin who has the highest observation.
Martin, you good with going forward first?
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you moving into the room or just opening the door?
I'm just rolling a perception check.
Yeah, opening the door and looking in.
Okay.
Okay. Opening the door. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Okay, so looking inside, yeah, you basically see another towering stone like carved head in the middle of the room, and there are a number of large like about knee-high silver vials. You do notice that some of them have leaked and that there's black goo on the floor. Nowhere near as much as there were in the nowhere near as much as was in the mine tunnel a few sessions ago. But there is a little bit on the floor. You currently don't see any, like, from your angle, you don't see any hostile contacts.
Would it be safe to say that all these silver vials have the black goo in them?
I mean, that they're like some of it's pooled around some of them, so yes.
Okay.
How many look like they've been opened?
Well, the thing is that they haven't been opened. Like, it's not like somebody like unscrewed the lid and dropped it on the floor. It's just they seem to have like, if you've seen Prometheus, like when the room temperature changed, they started like reacting to the change in like air something and actually started leaking a little bit.
And they weren't leaking when we were in there the first time.
Well, you guys didn't go into that room. Arthur did, but
yeah.
So with that, because he used his hidden stash talent to say that when everybody was walking forward, he sneaked off, grabbed the little vial of it, and or like grabbed a little sample of it in a vial, and then threw it at the engineer.
I'll ask Arthur, were these things leaking when you were in here before?
Oh, geez, man.
In answer to
I
your
was
question,
seeing
I'll
double.
say yes.
For all I knew, I grabbed 2. Well, yeah, yeah, there you go.
And I would say if you were grabbing a vial of it, I will sort of retcon things to say that there is no way you would be able to carry one of the large urns without it being visible on your person. So you would probably have had to get like a little sample tube, like those little glass, tubes, like, bottle it up and then throw that at the engineer. Because like I said, these urns are like knee height. So But yeah, rest assured that some of them have since leaked. But again, like walking through it is not going to be a problem uh, as long as you're not stepping in it barefoot because you do have your suits. Of course, your characters don't know that, but yeah, you do have suits that would keep you safe.
All right, so we'll leave this room alone then. I just wanted to make sure there's no baddies in here.
Yeah, like from Martin's POV, there aren't any bad guys, and you don't hear anybody.
Alrighty. Let's roll out this door and let's move down to here and make sure that they don't have any more bad guys in this big room.
So, what do you want me to do? Come back?
Yeah. I just wanted to. I don't want to mess in that room. I don't want to go in that room. I just wanted to make sure there was no bad guys in there. So
Rick,
we'll
you
go
wanted
back
me to
out
go
to
into
this
that room.
door.
What now?
Horgus says, I don't want to go into that room. And I go, yeah, you wanted me to go into to that room.
No, right, but I don't want to bring us all into that room. That's a bad
Yeah.
idea. And really, you only went into here
Yeah.
just to check the room. So this,
Yep.
you went to this door and stopped. You didn't go in. You know what I mean? To the bad guy, to the dark matter room. I want to stay away from that room. Now we'll go back to this door. Head back out to this hallway. Clear this hallway. Make sure there's no bad guys in the hallway. And then we'll roll down here and check our rear. Make sure that they're not in this big room. And then we'll come back up here and check this.
Okay, who's with me?
I'm
Or
going
am
with
I
you.
doing this solo?
No, it's me, you, and
Chef
and
will go
Arthur.
with you. Or do you want him
No,
to
I
stay with
wanted to.
Evelyn?
I want him to stay with Evelyn
Okay.
and guard
So
Evelyn.
Chef and Dev are staying with Evelyn. So
And then
You're
Arthur,
always
if you want to come with
separating
us.
me from my battle buddy, man. I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't feel good about this either.
Well, do you want to sit and watch us play, or do you want to play? I left the NPC.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
okay, so um yeah, so as you're going through these tunnels, you don't see or hear anything, whether that's like chatter or shadows or shoulder lamps from where you
Okay.
are.
Okay, so we can go back now?
No,
And we'll-
we're checking the big room.
What?
Big room here.
Yeah,
okay.
that door leads to the like giant chamber with like stone head carvings.
That's where we came in at.
Yep.
Okay, so
From your current position,
stepping.
you don't see anything so far. Mind you, the stone heads are kind of in the way, but
Let's just clear this room to the stairs, to the top of the stairs, just to see if there's not anybody down there. You know,
And don't
because
go
we
through
don't
the middle.
see well in
Don't go
this
through the
room.
middle.
I'm going to spread out in the room a little bit just to clear the room. Oh, there's a door up there. We can go up.
okay.
We can
So
go up that
Horgus, as you're moving there, I need you to make a stamina roll.
Stamina.
Do you want to push that?
I got one success, right?
Yeah, but I'm going to warn you right now that what I'm about to do is an opposed roll.
Oh, okay.
While you're doing that, I need to double check something.
We probably should have killed our stress. Because I forgot we were stressed from that big fight before we did this. Oh well.
I mean, if you have any nap relief on you, you could take that. Excuse me.
Okay. Okay, drop item.
And he drops the nap relief.
So yeah, it
That's a shitty part about ending in a scene.
yeah. So
Correctly.
so he's walking around, and like, he's pulling out an nap relief, but he's looking. He trips on something. He stumbles. The nap relief rolls out of his hands, like bounces down the stairs and into the
No, my
darkness.
my gun is out of my hands, not the Nepali. I wasn't.
Well,
pulling
here's the
that right
thing:
now.
is it says that you drop a weapon or other important item. The GM decides which, and that makes the most sense. That
Okay.
as you're, like, it's not necessarily a handheld item. It's like anything on your person. So I'm saying, like, the nap relief, like, you stumble
Okay.
and you lose that. So you lose one nap relief. If you have more, you can use that. But I'm just saying, you, for all intents and purposes, lost a dose of nap relief.
Martin hears the tinkling of the nap relief, and he goes, "You okay, boss?"
No, we forgot to remove our stress before we left. That's what happens when you delay a week.
Stress is all balls.
You go in time delay for a week.
Martin says, "That's a rather clinical approach to panic."
Oh my god. Oh, that's
If you
great.
be any more meta.
Yeah, I'll say. Anyway, so yeah, but as you guys are proceeding through through this area, like, so Arthur, where you are, like, you're starting to see the stairs and you don't see anything uh at the stairs. Um
I'm
So I
gonna
used the
get
last.
closer to the stairs.
I'm gonna use my last nope relief.
okay, so you use the nap relief. You don't have to delete it from your sheet, just set the number to 0.
Yeah, I said it to 0.
Okay.
So here's a question. So you GM that he dropped the nap relief. Can he pick it back up?
If he finds it.
Ah, okay.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's gone. I thought it was another
Well,
one of
like,
these cheating
some
game rules that
cases, well, some cases it could be where you lose it permanently, like if it, like, for example, you panic and you drop an item while you're in 0G, then your gun or whatever starts drifting off into space. Usually, I mean, I allow players, like, some sort of chance to try to find it. But
Oh,
I'm
I
saying,
thought
like,
it broke.
no, I didn't
Okay.
break.
It just
Can I look for it?
Yeah, give me
Now
a
it's been on the floor and it's dirty.
yeah,
And why we can't have nice things.
yeah, exactly.
rolls
Five
down the
second
stairs
roll?
into a pile of black
5 second.
goo.
Yeah. Okay. Was that what I was gonna say? Because it's a small item in the dark, I would say it's a -2. Um, so if you could re-roll that, that'd be ideal.
Is the pill gonna roll opposed?
No. Do you
All right,
want to
guys,
push?
can you come over and help me find my shot, please?
Oh, it feels like
Uh,
I'm at home.
So
Trying to find
Somebody
something
say you
rolled
need a
up under the
shot?
table.
okay, so Arthur, or I keep thinking you're a Star Wars thing. Arthur and Martin, I need you to do stamina rolls.
Oh boy.
Ooh. That's not good.
Okay. Noted. So, anyway, you
I'm gonna make an observation roll to see if I can find it.
all right? Do an observation roll to see if you find the nap relief.
Oh,
Nope.
for fuck's sake!
Oh my god.
So
I'm
Martin
gonna
doesn't.
do the same thing.
Okay.
It's gonna be one of those fucking days, isn't it?
Wait a second, I don't have that many dice.
Actually, you do. You have wits 2, observation 1.
I should have 3 dice total.
Are
Yeah,
you talking
plus
about?
your 3
Your roll
stress, dude.
stress dice.
Yeah, if you have stress, then that's like a separate thing of dice or separate category.
Oh.
Right?
I thought it took away from the first.
No. It
Category.
doesn't subtract it. Like if you get successes on the yellow, the stress dice, then those actually count as regular successes.
Huh.
Unfortunately, though, nobody can find where the hell the nap relief shot went. So,
Alrighty.
but the good news is they're pretty inexpensive. So,
Yeah, let me see here. How much? Okay, I've got 2.
All right.
How
So you, both of these guys have stress, right?
Martin, and
much stress does my item?
if you're using your signature item, that reduces your stress by 1, but you can only do it once per session.
Did you get hold your nerve? Anyone?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, I have it too. But I was going to cancel both of you guys. What we'll do is we'll set up right here, aimed at the stairs, in a nice little defensive position. Somebody's behind the wall here, maybe one here, and then I'll bounce between the 2 of you. And then I'll spend the 10 minutes each with each one of you guys, and try to drop your strength a little bit. I mean your
Yeah.
stress.
Hopefully not in the typical Horker's way.
Look, guys, this is effing crazy. This is nuts. We need to bounce
tough
back
love
out of this
approach.
crap and
Hey,
let's
asshole, why are you shaking?
go. All right, so how does it work again?
So each turn, each success from your command roll reduces 1 point of stress.
All right, I will push that.
Okay.
Try to get some more successes.
Oh. Well, you do just that. So who were you trying to
Nice.
cancel?
Who was over here? Who moved us back? Somebody was over
I
here.
think Arthur.
Yeah, that's who I'm doing
Or
first.
Arthur, God damn it.
We're not, because we're not standing like this. Just so you're clear, Cody. We're not standing out in the
Okay.
middle in a big group that a grenade can pop us. So that's why I put us in 2 different zones,
All right, so Martin will be here.
and I bounce between the 2 of them.
Okay, so
Just
Martin
have
is
a
in this
big, like,
zone.
hug circle.
Yeah, and then yeah, football huddle.
All right, so I'm over here, and then I 10 minutes. I come over here and do the same thing. Jesus Christ!
So in terms of
How
it was
bad
that
is Martin in stun?
he's got 2.
Oh, okay, we'll just do 1 then.
Okay, and then Arthur had 3, so he would remove all of it because you got 4 successes. So you can remove all your stress, Arthur.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the span of 20 minutes, and I would say for in this time that Evelyn and Dev would reduce 2 points of stress. Dev uses her signature item, and that will get rid of her last point.
Would it just be 2 or would it be 4 because I have the banter?
Good point. That would be 4 if you're using banter.
Yep. Just cracking shitty jokes as we're in this room full of dead people. I'm
Yeah.
getting ready to repair 2 androids. I'll probably have pulled Heather into this room as
Okay.
well,
All right.
just so we're
All right. So
all
just
the
so you
tokens
know,
are
though,
together.
if you're just a reminder, if you're going to try to repair each of these androids, I mean, you could obviously have multiple people trying to do each android at the same time, but each one to repair is going to be 6 hours. So I'm not sure if you want to spend 12 hours in these ruins, but
Not really.
Probably
Yeah,
one of them.
not with the leaking juice.
Yeah, this is just who do I repair at this point?
Uh, is
I
she
can
our
come
only
back and
medic
like
right now?
Heather is the only medic you have.
My character has only 1 point in medical aid, so yeah, Heather's the only medic.
Yeah. Also, by the way, speaking of like healing, Evelyn, because you, Dev, and Ohio Tobias have been waiting here and are like a safe zone resting, you would also recover 2 HP.
Great. I'm glad because I was at my
Yeah,
last hit point.
you were knocking on death's door there. Um, so
Okay. So I'm back with my coffee. How many points of stress do I reduce?
you
1,
reduce
2?
1
Okay.
because Horgus got
Sorry,
1
I didn't roll
success.
good.
And I,
But
and
you
I
only had 2, so I was like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna push for. You can live
Right.
with 1.
and I take it we don't recover any health, or do we?
No, you don't because you know, well, it depends on do you consider where you are right now a safe spot?
No,
Okay, then no.
because we don't. I mean, we're kind of guarding the entrance.
Yeah, and you're like out in the wide open, so
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and repair Heather then.
okay, so
For
that's a contact roll.
hours. Yep, and I get, I believe, a +2 to that because I got intense focus.
Yep.
Because it'll take a shifter long. It'll take a turn or longer.
Yep.
Wait. I believe electronic tools apply here to repair
Yes.
her. Okay, I don't think anything else applies. I probably have to manually put in the +2, correct?
Yeah, right.
The intense
Yeah, you
focus?
right click on contact and then do 2. But the electronic tools will automatically be equipped if you or automatically factored in if they're equipped.
Yep, I just had to make them active.
Okay. Do you want to push to get more successes?
Yep, I'll push.
Okay, so Heather gets 5 health back, which is good. So, she is back on her feet, and that also removes a crit.
Nice.
Where is that crit? Delete. Okay, so
Would Tobias be able to search these guys in that 6 hours?
yeah,
See what they
he
have
would
on them?
he'd be you know, like he says like, well, enough shooting, let's get looting. And so he's going to search these guys like before. They are armed with heavy pulse rifles. This time they do have M3 body armor, like Colonial Marine body armor, painted black instead of black spacesuits. But I mean, again,
Okay.
curiously, they don't have any kind of um, like order papers or like even rank insignias or nameplates or anything.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Sounds like they're a Black Ops type shtick.
Could Chef like kind of monitor their helmet, but for comms?
Um, yeah, like well, he could be like you mean like listening in, trying to see
Yeah.
like keeps yeah he'll do that. Um, so 6 boring hours pass. I mean, or at least for everybody like so. I just reiterate that Arthur and Martin would not recover any health if you're going to be like in a ready position, like not in a safe space relaxing, but just kind of keeping guard. Um, Eventually, Heather comes back online. Evelyn manages to shove her guts back in, dog soldiers style. Um, and
I watched that the other day.
yeah,
That was a creepy movie.
it was awesome. Um, and yeah, so Heather eventually comes back online, and she, thanks Evelyn for repairing her. Um, and um, you would in this case, Chef is like, well, Evelyn, should we get Miller and get out of here? I don't know why he sounded like Kermit the Frog, but um, so
Somebody had.
Kermit the Frog.
He's real sleepy apparently.
yeah,
Real hog ass job.
yeah, so um,
Do we have like comms to one another that I could like
yes,
radio? Cool. Yeah, I'll radio Forgus then and just say Captain just Horgust, what are your orders now? I've got a Heather back online. I just have to. I think it'll be better if I just drag Miller back to the ship and repair him there. Do we want to start exfil?
And we've cleared everything, right?
yes, you have fully explored the ruins.
Now,
And
does
what's up?
the team that does our client need to do anything else in these 6 hours?
No. I mean, you could tell that during the time, I mean, you wouldn't know that, but Perez is not exactly happy that about just sitting in ancient alien ruins waiting for Evelyn to repair an android. He wants to get out of here, and Anders and McNeil share his concerns, but uh, you know he doesn't want to, like, he dares not go off on his own again, or technically not on his own, but like the fact that Perez, McNeil, and Anders don't have any guns, and they're not trained combatants, so they don't know if they're going to be more of these like elite squad, like commando guys, or more of the Scorpions, or another engineer. So they just stay put.
Did we give them the weapons that the guys had on them, so at least
Uh,
they're carrying something?
they'll take the heavy pulse rifles, or 3 heavy pulse rifles from these guys.
Great.
So
I'm not there. I can't say something.
yeah. Well,
Do
don't
they
worry.
know how to use them?
I'm gonna get you in very soon.
But I was gonna. If I was there, I would say yes. Giving automatic weapons to people with no training is a great idea.
Yeah, do they even know how
Not
to
a
use
great
them?
idea.
Again, no, they're not. They're not soldiers. They're just scientists. Well, 2 scientists and a company agent. Like they're
Well,
just taking the
sorry.
Yeah, they're just taking the pulse rifles just so they have something they can defend themselves with, even if they can't do so adequately. Because, like, for example,
Mhm.
Perez has agility 3 and no ranged combat. So the HPR gives him a +1.
It was wishful thinking of, oh hey, let's give them something to defend themselves with, but then I realized
Yeah.
the last minute, oh, they don't know how to defend themselves. Now I feel like an asshole.
So
I would be more inclined to see if they could fit in. Is the armor better than what they're wearing?
it is, but like I said, armor in this case, it's not exactly, you can just, like, so like they have different, like, the armor, has different builds, and it's riddled with bullets. And they have, like, the thing is, these guys have environmental suits, like the same suits from Prometheus. So, like, they have like an air supply and like shielded. So they're not gonna forfeit those. Um,
Okay.
and those don't give them much armor, but it does give them some armor. So
And
right
in the 6 hours, did we hear any comms?
now, in this case, no. Whether it's because of the signal or nobody talking or whatnot, you didn't pick up any comm signals. So anyway, so Heather is back online. Miller is still disemboweled, um, And do you spend another 12 hours trying to fix him up, or are you just going to carry him and get going?
I'll wait for Horgus and all them to get back, but yeah, I'm gonna wait till we get back to the ship to repair him.
So who is still hurt?
Evelyn has 3 out of 6 health. Miller obviously is 0 HP, but Heather and Dev and Chef are good to go.
So nobody else besides the 2 androids and Evelyn are hurt.
Well,
right?
no, one of the androids is back online. Heather was repaired.
Right, but I don't care about that. I'm talking physical health, not android health.
All right. Well, yeah, like I was saying, Miller and Evelyn are the only ones who are damaged. Heather, Dev, and Ohio Tobias, as well as the 3 NPCs, they're all good to go.
Okay. How long would it take Heather to offer some first aid to both of them? 10 minutes, like
Well,
counseling?
remember, in this system, you don't use medical aid to heal wounds. You heal wounds by being in a safe environment and just like relaxing, not doing anything.
And how long does that take? How many points you get?
Every turn you spend in a safe environment, you get 1 HP back. Like I said, the
All right.
caveat is that you could theoretically define any zone as like a safe area, but if you were to be ambushed, or I mean, unless it's something like you're in fucking space, but the catch is that if you are if you're going to go, oh, I feel safe here, and you're relaxing for 10 minutes, if something comes at you during that 10 minutes, I would say it automatically gets like initiative's going to draw, and it's automatically going to get the first spot.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that and get those 2 healed up before we have to go through the gauntlet of
Right.
scorpions.
Well, again,
Well,
Miller cannot
I can
heal health.
Miller
Yeah,
can't.
exactly.
Oh, I only care about, like I told you, I don't care about androids.
Well, you said the 2,
um,
and there's only 1 person who can recover health.
I can't picture. All I care about. We'll wait for Evelyn to heal
Okay.
up.
So, all right. So Evelyn can to heal fully, that would be 30 minutes waiting, but every 10 minutes you spend, you can recover 1 point of health.
All right, we'll spend 20. I think 1 is okay.
Yeah.
You agree
Okay.
with that, Evelyn?
Yep, that's good with. Yep,
Okay.
that's good
So
with
you
me.
just wait a little more, and then you can get going. So.
Sorry, I thought one of the 2 with me was injured. That's what.
No, I am.
Oh yeah, they're both injured, but I'm sorry, I
I'm
didn't realize you
missing
were
4 health.
Yeah, you go back and heal. That's why I was asking. I thought one of the guys with me was hurt.
Oh yeah,
So
well
that's why
both
I
of them are
wanted to
hurt,
send
but I
him
didn't.
back.
I thought you were just talking about Evelyn.
Okay, then Chef is going to shift to me, and those 2 will fall back to the restroom.
Okay, so well, Arthur, you don't have to move all the way back. I'll just assume that you're there and that you and Martin
All right.
will go. So if you're gonna wait with Evelyn, you each get 2 health back.
Cool.
And I'm not
And
gonna
I
bother.
probably, if he was hurt 4 out of 5 or whatever, I would have probably sent him back earlier to rest. To be honest with you, Cody, I didn't realize he was that hurt.
I was missing 4, but that's out of 9.
Oh, okay, then you're fine. I only have 5, so 4 out of 5 would be bad.
Holy shit! How do you get 9 HP, dude?
Because he
Uh,
has
7 strength and
He's an artificial womb soldier. That's why.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a
yeah,
tank.
and tough.
Yeah.
What?
So the tough. Let me
That's
break it
good,
down. So the
that's
tough talent gives you 2 HP, of course. Artificial womb soldiers are basically vat-grown soldiers as part of a Colonial Marine Corps project. Artificial womb soldiers can be played in this, and the difference is that so they can have strength of up to 7, but they can never have more than I think 3 in wits and empathy.
I was in another game where the GM threw us up against an artificial womb soldier.
Oh
Trying
god.
to go all Jack Torrance and
Oh my
trying
god.
to bust out a door with a fire axe.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was crazy. Thankfully, we killed him, and then my character, who is I rolled him, is Michelle Reynolds, cousin of Mike Reynolds. I ended up picking up the fire axe, and then when he came after us again, I ended up attacking him with said fire axe. But
Ah, nice. So,
yeah,
anyway, so, okay, so Arthur and Martin go back. Well, just Bill Horgus? Are you sending both of them back or just Arthur?
Both back, because both
Okay.
are hurt, aren't they?
Okay, so Arthur got 2 HP back, and then Martin, did you add up 2 health recovered?
I did now.
Okay, so then you're good.
And I recover 1 stress
Yep.
because I'm in.
Correct. If you, yeah, so there you go. Okay, so the whole party reconvenes.
Yep.
Okay.
And we had our way out.
Okay. To streamline it, I will say that you can get past the scorpions without incident. Um,
hey
you,
Arthur, pull out your shovel and pick up Miller.
yep, shovel his buddy into a duffel bag and carry him out.
I'll just like strap him to my back and carry him like a backpack.
Okay, so you yeah you double back to the whatchamacallit. You make it outside, back into the desert heat of Tanaka 5. By this point, the sun is set. Well, actually, if the sun is set, then Scratchford said about the heat, it's fucking freezing. But you make it outside, um, and you hear Perez like his he's like, oh, it's about time. And yeah, he Anders and McNeil like trudge their way aboard the science vessel, like the Magellan class SEV, and
We're on the surface now,
yeah, you've made it back to the landing zone.
and we have no idea where the spec ops dudes came from.
Nope.
Yeah, because I would have contacted the big ship and see if they spotted anything.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So if you contact the science ship, you would actually, the captain of the ship would have explained to you that, yeah, we saw some guys that matched the description, the ones you were talking about coming, like they were approaching the mines. They, some of our guys approached them, asked what they were doing, and they told us that they were with you and that they were coming to back you up.
And then their dropship flew away,
Yes.
or is it still here?
Well, their dropship flew away and it hasn't come back.
It's got to come back eventually, right?
Potentially.
That might
Now,
be able to.
No, be a repeat of that one session.
So here's a question. I don't know how it works in this game. How can we try to comm through their helmet? How do we hack their comms to actually try to talk to them?
So I would say if you were going to use one of their helmet comms, to try to, convince somebody else, that would be a manipulation roll. Like
Okay.
to try to pose as the enemy.
Correct.
But there would be penalties to that. Such as, let me look. Penalties, where art thou? So the skills, okay, so for example, I mean, a lot of them are similar to Twilight 2000, but for manipulation, for example, one of them is, you're talking via radio or shouting at a distance. And things like, your opponent has nothing to gain by helping you. That kind of thing. So there would be negative modifiers to trying to convince them.
What would be the negatives?
So I'll put it there. So in terms of the positives, there wouldn't be any more people on your side doesn't count because number one, you don't know how many of them there are, and also, if you're not in a face-to-face interaction, you don't get the benefit of like, oh, I've got a massive army versus your 3 guys kind of deal. But in terms of negatives, let's see. Um, well, first, what are you going to say? Like, what is your case argument for trying to contact somebody?
So, how I was going to play it was we're going to put on their uniforms and radio them and let them know that that group put up a hard fight. We got into, we're only down to half guys and we're pretty beat up and we need a pickup. We secured the package.
Okay, so in that case, I'll say it is a -1 because that is you presented your case very well. So let's see. I'm gonna do.
Very nice, Captain or Horgus.
Yep. So my plan is they have dark visors, right? They can't see face.
Well, that was with their spacesuits. Colonial Marine helmets don't have visors.
No. Shit.
So
if they had
over
visors,
the...
I would get on their dropship and go with them and get on their damn ship. That was my plan. That's what I wanted to
do. You could put on sunglasses.
I have sunglasses.
You have the Bimex personal shades.
Yeah, save the colonies and look cool doing it.
I do.
Maybe put on like I don't know, a bandana or something else to cover the rest of your face.
Yeah, because I said we were hurt.
Balaclavas are kind of traditional for Spec Ops guys.
Yeah, I mean, weren't they wearing them anyways, right?
Well, they weren't. They were never established as wearing any kind of facial coverings.
Just stealing things. Take it back to Twilight 2000 again.
I wish our damn other driver wasn't sitting on the ground bleeding out. Shit.
What other driver? Mike?
Miller.
Oh, Miller.
Miller. So let me back up, guys. Are you okay trying this with me?
Oh fuck yeah.
Okay, make sure, because this could be a lot of fun. This is really gonna flip Cody because he wasn't probably expecting this.
The number one weakness
of
Spec Ops guys is getting hit in the head with a shovel.
Okay.
Because,
I need to learn shovel too from Arthur, it seems.
Here's the other question, Cody. Was any of them female?
No. In this case, this squad were all guys.
What about the
is a hostage?
Yeah. What about the other group?
The other group.
The first day, the first time we met them, was any of them female?
I would say a couple were.
Okay, that's all I needed.
Like, you might have been able to identify that, like, for that many, like, there weren't a ton of women, but there were some.
Okay. Next question I have is, you'll have to randomly figure this out. Is there any suits that would fit any of us?
What I'll do is this. I'll roll a d6 and see how many suits there were that would be able to reasonably fit you guys. Like, as in, you could wear them. They would still be riddled with bullet holes and blood stains, but...
Hey, that even makes my story work better.
Oh! Oh, you...
6?
Yeah, you lucked the fuck out.
God damn.
So...
One of the dudes was wearing a medium-sized woman's uniform. They just didn't have any.
The chest might be a little tight, but
Thank goodness
but the
my
rest should be
character doesn't have
okay.
a chest.
The question I have for you guys is, are you going to be trying this crazy plan while there are civilians around?
No.
There are civilians around?
Yes, you are at the
Scientists.
the scientist crew.
Oh,
Well, we
The
could tell them,
scientists
yeah,
are
problem.
just go.
they're a newly
go.
trained soldier branch, man. I see
Yeah,
your confusion.
I tell our client to chill here, and we'll be back. But this group we need to handle this group because they seem to be after this black liquid, and that's not a good thing. So we're gonna go and handle them, and then we'll be back with you.
Okay. So Dev, gives you a thumbs up, and she tells everybody to to make their way aboard the Magellan and hunker down until Horgus gives the all clear. Okay, so, and are you going to still try to conduct this crazy plan at the landing zone, or are you going to go somewhere else out in the desert and try to do this?
No, they're gonna come down just like they came down before, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the only thing that's weird is, and they didn't have any kind of containers to secure the package.
Well, they would have your assumption would be that the urns that they would probably just pick up, have one of those. I mean, let me put it this way. So IRL, I have this really cool laundry basket backpack thing that I wear over my back that's about 3 feet tall or so. Something like that they could sling over their backs. They could just put an urn in that and carry it out, or somebody could just carry it by hand. So they don't need little specimen containers if they can just grab a whole fucking urn full of the stuff.
Oh, I thought the urns were bigger, so they.
Well, like I said, they're about knee height, so they're not giant, but
Okay.
they're not little tiny bottles.
So were they going to do the netting on their backpacks then?
It would appear so.
Okay, so we will set those up. We're not going to actually put urns. We'll just make it look like urns by putting some rocks in there, so they look like there's something there. Because I'm guessing they're not going to question them getting on the drop ship. They'll question them when we get up there, but we'll take over the drop ship, and then we'll land on their ship. That's the plan. Well, I think we'll take over the drop ship once we get into their ship. So usually most special forces, the driver, the pilots, and they don't really gab in most things that I know about. So we'll just be our normal selves, stay in the passenger area, and hopefully they don't have anybody in there to gab us until we get on the big ship. That's my hope. If there is somebody there, then we kind of have to ad-lib it. But the plan would be to take over the drop ship once we get into the ship and land it, because we don't want to have to deal with those dudes in the drop ship. And then we'll have fun and see where this leads, because it's going to be fun.
Well,
I'm hoping it's not a big ship. But we'll see.
The drop ship or their ship?
Their ship. I mean, it's not going to be 300 people. I'm hoping.
Well, yeah, you better hope. I mean,
I have enough bullets for 300 people.
Well, I don't have enough Narcan, so, or Nopaleve.
Napraleave?
Do any of these dudes have
Napraleave? No.
I mean, they are warriors. You would think they would at least have one.
Some. I got some spare, if need be.
I have none, because we lost one in there.
Okay. So, if you're going to, but you still do need to make a manipulation roll if you're going to try to summon these guys.
Okay.
So
at a -1?
At a -1, yes.
Oh, I
Um,
can't wait for us to start the infiltration.
hold on. Can somebody's got counselor now, right?
Uh,
Didn't Evelyn take counselor?
well, remember, counselor is if
No.
it's the talent that you have, counselor is based entirely on command. So Horgus is, I think, the only character with good command. So I mean,
Okay.
somebody else might have it, but yeah, they wouldn't be as good as you. So
I think it was Martin who was thinking about picking it up, but it was explaining
Alright,
the
2
command thing.
successes.
okay, so yeah, you hail the now. What do you actually say?
Are you gonna make me repeat what I said?
Well, I don't remember what you said. Just oh no, wait,
Oh,
I remember now. So
that was a really good thought when I'd said it
okay,
earlier.
okay. Well, it took me. I was just trying to
So
make sure you
in
weren't.
summary, I'm going to report that that team put up a hard resistance. Numbers are hurt, and we lost some guys, but we did secure the package ready for pickup.
And you actually surprisingly get a call back. You're not sure who the hell it is, but you get a voice like a response is 10-4. uh what happened to the mercenaries you were fighting?
Before I answer that, how many? So we have enough suits, so we didn't have to actually say um, we don't have any. We don't have to worry about prisoners, right? We had enough
Um,
suits to cover everybody.
well, let's see. You have 6 usable suits, and then you've got, in terms of active players, you're not counting Igor because I haven't brought him in yet, and this kind of derailed that. Um, you have Martin, Horgus, Arthur, and Evelyn of PCs who are actually here, and then in terms of people who are in your group right now, you've got Ohio, Tobias, and Heather. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7. So let's see. Yeah. Actually, no, wait, no, hold on, I miscounted. So Miller doesn't count because he's in pieces. So Heather, Evelyn, Arthur, Chef, Horgust, and Martin. That's 6.
Um, I'm gonna tell them that we we captured their commander.
And whoever you were talking to says, "No shit." Well, good. We'll bring we'll bring the commander in for interrogation.
Roger.
And the the individual on the other end says, what are your coordinates?
Give them the coordinates
Okay.
to the landing zone.
Okay. So, the pilot, says, copy that. Yeah, we'll be inbound ETA 5 minutes. And because I
Alrighty.
didn't have a map for this, what we'll do is we'll just use the engineer temple. Like each of these zones represents part of the landing zone. So the
Now hold on. As they're doing this, we have another NPC that's a fighter, right?
well, I mean, you have your NPC crew. Like, let's see. So in addition to the people you have deployed, you have good old Mike Runham over
No,
Reynolds.
Mike is in the dropship, driving the Mike. And who was the other person in the dropship with him?
So let's see. So you've got Zavadska, who I think was the one who
That's
was with.
who it is. Yeah. So she's gonna put on another black suit because I want another heavy. For this,
Okay,
for this
so
assault.
are you going to switch Heather out then, or?
No, we have. I am in my suit, my own suit. I'm the
So you're
decoy.
posing as the decoy. Okay, I thought you were going to don one of their
Yeah.
suits. Okay, so Zavadska will be one of the Trojan horses. Are you going to have Mike recall the dropship and or APC so they're out of sight?
Nope.
Okay, are they deployed on the ground or is he going to be airborne?
He is on the ground. We'll put the APC in the dropship.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that just so you know, it's going to. I mean, I hope it goes without saying that it's going to look kind of sus if you show up. Like, if you were supposed to be picked up by a dropship and there's another dropship already there.
Why? There's only one surviving member of that team.
True, but still, I mean, like I said,
But
there's.
they can't scan the dropship and see Mike sitting in there, right?
I mean, they may not be able to see Mike sitting there, but they'll see the dropship.
Right, but we wouldn't steal their dropship, would we? We would still call in our own team's dropship to pick us up, right?
Yeah, like that would.
Yeah,
As a
I mean,
military.
they know that we took out the quote-unquote mercenaries,
Yes.
and the mercenaries had to get here somehow.
Yeah.
But but they already knew that because there was a dropship right there when they
Right,
landed.
and that's why I don't want to get rid of it, because that would. I was debating the APC leaving the APC, but I don't know if that would be noticed as bad as the dropship being not there.
Well, I mean, that is a good point because in terms of like, with Mike, when you left him and Zavotska in the dropship at the time, like, because I forgot to factor that element in when I was describing that the guys came through because I thought you guys had moved the APC or the dropship somewhere else. Because I'll tell you right now that because that's a bit of a game changer. If you had left the dropship there, like we'll let you decide the retcon. If you left the dropship there, those mercs that came to attack you, they would have investigated that.
And they would have investigated our gun coming into our ship.
But okay, hold on. From what I understood, somebody asked these mercs when they went into the caves, "Hey, who are you with?"
Well, before
And
they
who
went into the
was that?
caves. So
Yes.
there was the so these mercs, they were dropped off. Like this is what the crew member, let's say the captain of this Magellan class ship, the one that brought Dev and her crew. So the dropship lands, and as these mercs are getting out, the captain notices them and goes over to them and says, "Hey, who are you guys? What are you doing here?" And the mercs lie to the captain, going, "Yeah, that other team that came in, we are coming in to back them up. We're like their secondary team." And because the
Right.
captain doesn't know that, the captain says, "Sure, go ahead." But the thing is that if you guys have your dropship just sitting there, they will investigate.
Oh, actually, you know what, Cody?
What's up?
Both of our ships are here because our big ship lands. Remember, because we had to take out the drop ship before we landed.
Right. Well, the question
So
is,
both our ships are sitting there.
oh god.
Yeah, because remember.
Well, the question.
So,
Well, then that brings up another question of: did you actually land it on the ground or did you leave it?
Yeah, both our ships are sitting there.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
So yeah, that might be poor planning on either my part, your part, or both.
Everyone's.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they wanted to come in at a different location and not where our ships were, because I'm pretty sure that if they would have saw those SOBs coming out, Mike would have gone into, "Oh shit, it's them, they're back again, I'm going at them," and he would have just attacked them. And then the big ship is sitting there with the big guns, and that whatever dropship they came down on would have been toasty. And they didn't have any rocket launchers, so as soon as we took out the dropship, those dudes wouldn't have been able to get in here. So I don't know if it's a good idea to how far you want to recon that.
Well, because
that's the reason why they're there. They're there to defend. That's why I left Mike and a gunner to be able to.
Well, let's put it this way. I'm going to, in that case, retcon it and say that the mercs Like their dropship on its way out was shot down. Because you're bringing up all these
Okay.
points, and I'm like, I'm not going to retcon the events of
Okay.
last session, but like this half-cocked plan of your guys, it's not going to work because the dropship was shot down. So.
Oh, and they only have one dropship? Okay.
So, yeah, their dropship got shot down on its way out. What's up?
Half cocked.
Jesus
I mean,
Christ,
that's the Steel Talons. I mean, you never have you don't need a plan B because you never have a plan A. So it's like Indiana Jones. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go. Okay,
I was
so
thinking the exact same thing.
so with that said,
So
now that we
I still would have done the same thing because I would have thought they would have more than one dropship.
well, if you're still trying to hail them, I'll say this much: you don't get a response. So.
Okay.
So.
Damn, dude, that was gonna be fun.
Well, it would have, but but there were all these variables that I mean, you guys pointed out. The fact, like, oh yeah, we had this like whole fucking defense network.
I did. That's the reason why I brought the big ship down, because the big ship has guns.
Well, your plan went horribly right.
Already.
So,
I would have said it would have been nice to shoot them down before they landed.
okay, well, what's done is done. So now we got that resolved. So, is there anything else you want to do on Tanaka 5, or do you want to collect your payment and go home?
Collect the payment and go home.
Okay, so in that case, Dev will pony up the money from the contract. She fist bumps you and saying, "Pleasure doing business with you guys again. Hopefully we will cross paths again, in hopefully better circumstances than this."
Damn, dude! Now I was getting all hyped for this. You ruined all my fun.
Don't worry, man. I'm sure we're gonna run into him again.
I've been like actively making a Photoshop of Arthur like in a fucking with a balaclava and like a helmet on, and I'm so disappointed.
Well, don't be too disappointed. You might have a chance to use that later.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it anyways.
You want to try this insanity at some point, or try this again at some point, then you absolutely can. I'm just saying in this instance because I'm not going to blame you guys entirely. That was me forgetting that you had this like whole defense network set up basically. And when you pointed it, I'm like, yeah, come to think of it, if they didn't get shot down the first time, they absolutely would have the second. So, you get your payment, which according to the job board was $2,170,000, so $2,170,000.
Yep.
So as usual, I'm leaving it to you to divide that as you see fit.
Yep, I'm splitting it up now.
How much should we earn?
2,170,000.
Second.
I'll activate the star
Thank
map.
you.
All right, divided by. And how many PCs do we have?
We had 5 on the current mission, including Miller. So how much would Miller have earned? And I'll add that to his balance.
Okay.
Igor is exempt from this particular mission because he wasn't on it, but.
Yeah, 168.
168,000. Okay, so.
Per person?
Yep.
Oh man.
All right, so 168,000 you said?
Yeah, and the team loot got the 60% this time because we need to do some upgrades.
Okay, so now
and really, I got more money than God, and I don't know what to spend it on. So I was like, I'm gonna do the group 60% and the players 40, because really everybody should have what they need at this time.
We should buy a nuke.
Like how much did you
How about
get?
no?
168,000, yes, per player.
Nuke is very cheap. You just need vodka.
Okay, so.
God.
Yeah, so the Black Gauntlet, the dropship, docks with the Black Gauntlet. You send from the skies to Tanaka 5, and My question is, where are you going next? Ideally, even if briefly, to some sort of spaceport so we can get Igor in.
Yeah, and somewhere we could just do some basic shopping.
Okay, so if you want to do like civilian shopping kind of stuff, the best place to do that would probably be Anchor Point Station, right here. So,
Okay.
um, let's see, where's the token thing? There it
Because
is.
you could buy just normal ammo there, right?
Well, it varies. Like if you're going to buy like pulse rifle mags and smart gun mags and like rockets and shit, you would not be able to do that at Anchor Point. But if you want to buy like say flamethrower fuel, shotgun or shotgun ammo, pistol rounds, civilian spacesuits, survival gear, etc., Anchor Point would be the best
Would
place
I
to
be
do
able
that.
to find baton rounds there
Yeah, Kep
in the
rounds. Yeah.
civilian market?
Yeah, you can
Nice.
roll me a D6 to see how many they got. Or actually, it was a D3. My bad.
Oh, if only as a D6. I have a very long shopping list, but I could only get about half of it at the civilian market, unfortunately.
Rip.
Well, let
Okay.
me ask: do you guys want? Do we need a black market, or are we okay going to just a regular space port?
We can go to a regular one first, because I mean, we always end up swinging by a black market eventually.
Okay. Now, does this space station
Jesus!
do any repairs, ship repairs or anything?
Yes.
Okay, so
They
we
do.
could get the crane added then.
Yeah, you can get the crane. You could buy that and have it installed on your ship.
Okay.
Um,
Nice.
which would take several days, mind you, but they can do it. Um, so as a long FTL transit, which would actually be, hold on, so let's see, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 70 days, or 65 days, my bad. 65 days to get to Anchor Point, but luckily you are not, hard pressed for time. Um, so you make it to Anchor Point Station, you dock, and where is everybody going to be going on station? I imagine Evelyn is going to be uh, going to the to shop. Is anybody going to be going like any bars or restaurants or anything?
Oh, Hargis will at points like when once business is taken care of, and then he would probably definitely go and get his drunk on.
Okay.
Did
Just
somebody
We
say
probably all meet up
bars?
at a bar after
so
we do our shopping.
yeah, so Horgust and Arthur, I guess, go to get hammered. So this is where Igor comes in. So Igor, so you have just gotten done with like a bounty hunting contract of sorts. Like you track somebody down and you know got paid, and you're celebrating with a drink. And I would say while in the bar, and I'll briefly just this once kind of hijack two PCs just to make this flow smoother. Um, you'd see two merc-looking fellows, uh, bantering about their because I mean, forgive me for assuming that Horgus and Arthur would probably be uh, chattering about the job they were on or a previous job or what they're going to do next or whatever.
No, sitting in complete silence. Yeah, yeah, no, of course it would be.
Wait, who am I
Awkward
drinking with?
ass fucking thing
Arthur?
ever.
Who
Okay.
else would you
As
be
long as
drinking with?
the voice made me think it was Miller, and for a second there, and I was like, no, I would not be drinking with Miller.
Well, Miller, yeah, why
You
would
got
Miller?
beef with Miller?
Yes, we're
Did
rivals.
Miller even drink?
You haven't noticed that yet?
To be fair, I think Arthur has kind of taken the alcohol spotlight.
Can Miller even drink?
He
Like,
can.
okay.
He won't get drunk, but he can drink.
Which would piss me off even
Darn.
more.
So,
Jesus
but yeah,
Christ.
so you
That's fair.
guys, so what are you ultimately discussing with each other, just for context?
How about that sport
Uh,
ball game?
Do you smoke cigars?
Is that what you
I'm s-
I
uh,
offer him a cigar and say, see if you take it, and then we could talk about cigars. But we could talk about cigars and the highlights from whatever sport game is on.
yeah. How about that sport ball
Oh,
game?
okay, but in
Uh,
all seriousness, are you going to be discussing this job or a
No,
previous job?
no, not in public.
Okay.
or if we were, it wouldn't be in any like
Well,
identifiable fashion.
let me put it this way.
You know,
What? What?
you could say that he recognizes me from I'm guessing as a sniper. He was in the military. Maybe at some point we were based at the same location and he
Well,
recognizes me.
well, just so you know, as a meta sense, Igor is from the Space Operating Forces of the UPP, and if you were in the Colonial Marine Corps and he was looking at you with a sniper rifle, you would probably be dead.
Oh, okay.
So, um,
Yeah, good luck trying to get him to talk to me then, because that's probably we were enemies for so long, and I got the markings, the tats that could be seen that I'm a space marine.
um,
I think Evelyn and Martin are from the UPP. I
well,
think they're both
I can't remember if
German.
I think. Well, no, Martin is Dutch.
Oh.
Evelyn is German, so Evelyn is definitely UPP. Um, and Martin, I
I
can't
don't know
remember
why
what
I
we
thought
said.
Martin was Dutch.
I can't remember if we established that Martin
Es,
was through World Empire or UPP, but we can say UPP, I guess.
es Niederlandisch, whatever.
Sorry for killing your quick introduction there.
is Niederländisch.
Well, hopefully one of you does. Hopefully one of you makes this go smoothly. So who's it going to be? I'll make this interesting. A bonus point of XP to the first person who actually fucking goes along with what I'm trying to do.
For once.
Yeah, for
I
one.
mean, I could say that my character would go get a drink before I went and went shopping, just so let's celebrate before I go spend all my money.
Okay.
And Evelyn
Or maybe
is going to drink some Glühwein.
So I'm assuming you're shooting the shit, chatting it up with Martin.
Yes, we are.
definitely.
All right, as if you'd be doing anything but. Um, so what kind of stuff are you discussing? Anything relating to your current job or your next, or?
Kind of how weird it is that every time that we have a job, that there's mercs in completely unidentifiable suits, and that it's high time, that when we get another job that hopefully
Really need to
show,
stick it
Okay,
to 'em.
bonus point of XP for
And we-
both of you.
and we need to and we need to figure out where the hell they're from.
Yeah. Okay. So
Exactly.
thank you finally. So
What?
Igor, you overhear this discussion. You're able to at least pinpoint, the guy who looks like Ray Stevenson, and then the attractive blonde woman who looks suspiciously like Denise Richards. You identify both of them.
What?
uh,
Wait. Say that again. Blonde woman, Denise Richards. Does not make sense.
Well,
No.
well, Denise Richards isn't blonde, but basically the art like Evelyn's art is an AI generated character that I like used Denise Richards as the sort of person prompt, and then the hair color was blonde. Because originally that was kind of a byproduct of when I was trying to generate art for an NPC, and then I have that, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And then I sent that to Evelyn or to Emily, and she's like, oh, I like that. I like that. I'll use it as my picture. So basically,
Not
yeah.
what I would say, but whatever.
So,
I-
but yes, but so yeah,
Car-
you
Carbony I'm Carmen Ibanez from Starship Troopers.
Yep, exactly.
Yes, which bothered me so much. I hated that movie. I hated that movie.
Um,
Oh, great. There's your rival.
Oh, fun.
I hated that movie because I loved the book, which is why I
Okay.
hated the movie.
Okay. Anyway, so but you do identify there's a a Dutch dude who looks like Ray Stevenson, and then a German Denise Richards, and they're discussing like what sound like mercenary matters. So what do you do?
I will sit down with them and slap a bottle of kvass on the table and invite them to have a drink with me. To long lost friends. And I'll take a big swig of kvass. It's barely alcoholic. It's fine. It's fine. It's barely alcoholic.
We are always in the mood for a drink, but long lost friends. If you're wondering, yes, that's a thick Dutch accent.
Yeah, that's why I thought you sounded like Dolph Lundgren.
That's Swedish.
Oh, well, it still sounded like him.
My next thought was, oh, like Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he's Belgian. Never mind.
Just vaguely
I'm
European.
sorry. I'm sorry.
What is her name? The red priestess from Game of Thrones.
Yep, that's her. Clarice
She's
van Houten.
Dutch.
Yep, yes, she is.
I can't remember the actress's name. Sorry.
I just said it.
I know, but I didn't hear you.
Maybe you weren't listening. Clarice van Houten.
Oh my God, I almost
That's
spit out my water on that.
That's it. That's right. This time I was listening.
And you can detect a little bit of an accent when she speaks. So
Anyway, so that resolved. But yeah, so and the question I have for Igor is, do you have any kind of like space operating forces tattoos or anything like that?
Nothing that shows when he's wearing like real clothes.
Okay.
Nothing below the ends of the sleeves. Nothing above the collar.
Okay.
Nothing that shows when you're in your dress uniform.
Right.
Which is the rules.
So yeah, so the let's see. So, a Russian, a German, and a Dutch walk into a bar.
yeah.
And they immediately start to drink.
The Russian will.
I mean, that's why I saw.
So,
How do you?
I'm laughing at my own stupid ass
comes
joke.
to mind from Red Heat, and I get the giggles. Since we're cops all over the world, how do you guys deal with stress in the Soviet Union? Vodka.
so anyway, moving on. So, because I'm just trying to get Igor, linked with the crew. I don't know if you can hear me doing the come on hand gesture.
I'll toss back a few drinks with these guys.
So we were at okay. We have no objection to drinking, but old friends. Do we know each other?
Have we met before?
We all have missing friends who are not with us. We should all raise a glass to them. Whoever they are, wherever they may be.
I'll take the drink.
I'll drink to that.
Yep. And is it a little shot glass or a big glass? What? Swig from the bottle?
Kvass is barely alcoholic, so it would probably be, a rather large tumbler.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
A jug.
I mean, seriously, they sell it like soda pop. Kvass.
Is it kind of like shandy?
Could be.
Okay. that level of strength, I mean.
Yeah, it's like weaker than beer.
Okay, so it is shandy.
Yeah.
I can go for that. Okay, yeah, I'll take a picture and
And
yes.
But yeah, back to the question. You look kind of familiar, stranger. Have we met before?
it's possible I have been many places. I'm trying to see the universe before I die. As much of it as I can.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I have limited skills, so I find jobs doing what I can. I work security here. I do some shooting there. Mostly the shooting.
It's like my friend here. You all like got like the glass. I'll just kind of like motion to Martin with it.
I
He's
could tell
also a shot.
you looked like the kind of people that well, that I am. We are all of a type. No matter no matter which side we were on, we have all seen the same things. It it makes us all family.
Oh, definitely.
And Martin kind of thinks back to the time that he was a colonial marine for a little while, or at least in the military for a while, because apparently I was in the UPP now. Is that a quick retcon?
Well, like, as I don't remember what we established, like, because so the Colonial Marines are the main military force of the United States, and the United States is part of the United Americas, and the United Americas is every single country North, Central, and South America. The UPP is kind of a mix of like European and Asian countries, and the Three World Empire is just kind of a mix of like everything ranging from Iceland to India.
Okay. Okay. I don't think that's really important right now, because
But you were in the
the
military.
important.
That's what's relevant.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm trying to forget whatever it is that happened then and move on with new friends, something like that. Okay, so um, Martin kind of talks about some of the ops he's been in, and that the opponents were always strong sons of bitches, um, and then he asks Igor, "So where have you been?"
And he will come up with some outlandish story that starts with "No shit, there I was," and it's this bizarrely improbable but very entertaining story that I don't have time to make up right now.
Right.
But it's one of those that's very unlikely, but sure, it sounds great, kind of a thing.
only like like only like a quarter of it's true. Salt and
Probably,
pepper.
yeah.
Just
I
Exactly.
love
like
it.
super
It just keeps getting bigger with every time you tell the story.
Now, of course, at the same time, at some point, the Martin asks, "So, have you ever been off-world?"
A couple different places. One moment.
Have you seen some nasty shit while you were off-world?
Oh, where's that? There it is.
Also, Blitz, I just tabbed and installed that fucking Photoshop of Arthur, and all I have to say is, what the fuck?
I while while uh, while this is going on, I'm also like making a version where he clearly picked up a helmet that had like a round shot through it. And the balaclava's like got a kind of noticeable blood stain from the dude he ripped it off.
Anyway, I just had a comment on that. Please continue.
Yeah, Igor will bring up things like the Battle of Shanghai, the Shoulder of Orion campaign, the Nibian Moon campaign,
All
the
humans
War of the
versus
Six
humans.
Cities.
Is this all human versus human stuff?
Yeah.
Well, in the time that I've been mercenary, I've seen a lot more weird shit than I ever saw when I was in the military. I'll tell you that much. Have you ever seen strange shit?
I would not mind seeing something new and interesting. I'd probably hate it afterwards, but I would look forward to it until that moment, and be a good excuse for drinking.
Oh boy, the stories we could tell you.
So many of them true.
Please do. He
So many of them
waves
true.
for the waitress.
I mean, we're not under like any NDAs, are we, to talk about our jobs?
No.
Nope.
I say that, and we're mercenaries, so why would we be under any NDAs?
Part of the payment is
Specifically because
getting
we
to
are
tell the
mercenaries.
story after.
We've seen some strange stuff, and believe me, lots of drinking will be necessary to deal with it afterwards.
Hmm. That's an understatement.
That's the point where you're like, say, have you ever read Space Beast?
Well, I was actually thinking about that, but then I know immediately your response that Weyland-Yutani has done its very best to get rid of that book on the market. So
Well, that is true, but it's not necessarily illegal just to read it.
fair enough.
So you can
So-
talk about it having like read it before.
You ever
So,
heard of?
go for it.
You ever read Space Beast? My guy, my
Mm,
friend.
it does not ring a bell.
It will when you read it. It'll ring your bell for sure.
Ooh, definitely.
Ding dong. I don't know why I said that.
I imagine you just say that character, Evelyn just like reaches over for a fist bump, just
No,
like
exactly.
unconsciously.
And you know, Martin doesn't get scared easily, but that one, yeah, a quick micro expression of intense fear goes over his face. So
Igor's going to take your glass, move it closer, pull out a metal hip flask, pour something into it, and then slide it back over to you.
what did you put in there?
You need to ask. I am Russian. Is vodka.
Is there that
I
is
can see why
fantastic.
buddies, Martin. We both have the squeaky laughs.
Oh, this is fantastic. And okay, Martin takes up a gigantic swig, and just like Belloc in Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that's some strong shit.
He'll doctor his own drink and put the flask away and have a little bit more.
You know the scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh. And immediately, Martin's head gets a little dizzy. Okay, Can we switch to somebody else now?
We're just chattering over here, probably quite loudly at this point. 'cause
Well,
we're all
I'm
getting
just kind of
drunk.
waiting for the moment when Igor is actually invited to join the squad.
Okay.
3 hours later. Hey, bud. If you ain't got any work, if you ain't got any work lined up, how do you feel about becoming a mercenary or joining our team?
He basically just said that's what he does: security work and shooting. Yeah.
I'll point out of my character being very easily intoxicated, but also the player having a very shit memory, so my apologies.
No worries. No worries.
I promise I'm
the-
listening, I just don't have good comprehension, apparently.
Martin goes over to Horgus and he goes, "Hey, boss.
What's up?
I think we have a chance here to expand the squad by one. What do you think?"
Who is he?
He's a Russian who's been there, done that. Who's got some severely good vodka shit.
Good vodka shit, huh?
Vodka. Vodka.
Sounds good to me. He can handle himself in combat, right?
He says he does security, guarding, shooting. So you want to have you want to have a chat with him?
Yeah. Bring him
Alright.
over.
Okay. So Martin looks back at the table and kind of nods with his head to and beckons for Igor to come over.
So, Cody, just so I play this the correct way, are all Russians part of that?
The UPP, yes.
Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure.
But at some point, you're a mercenary, so then you really don't care.
Yeah, I mean, like if you potentially have a grudge against the UPP, you got to remember that over half your crew, like,
Oh, I know. I can mess with him though.
okay,
I'm allowed to mess with him.
yeah, fair
I'm a
enough.
Hargis. That's what
Yeah,
I do.
Horgus, yeah, it's Horgus.
It's just the tough love leadership. I'll say Evelyn. Well, she'll like check her watch. She'll say, "Oh man, I'm gonna go get my shopping done for Kitsune later. I'll meet you guys later."
So when he sits down, I just stare at him, and I'm just looking at him, and I chuckle a little bit. So my friend here says you're looking for some work.
I am between jobs at this time.
Well, we've got a. Trying to think of the word. I want to say instinct, but it's not instinct.
Inclination?
Yeah. No, I was trying to say that we got just an oddball group here, but we treat ourselves as family. I'll just say that because that would be what Hargis would say. It's good that one of them would like to bring you in. Seems like you fit in well with that group over there because they were drinking at the same bar, right?
Yeah, everybody's in
For
the bar,
3
same
hours.
bar.
So how long were you in the shit PPT or
UPP.
In the shit. Oh, we've been in the shit several times. There was this one time, and he'll launch into another rambling, somewhat unbelievable story, but plausible. Involving shoot. I'm coming up with historical examples that probably wouldn't be historical in his lifetime, given when this game is supposed to be set. So yeah, he probably wouldn't have been in Afghanistan.
Afghanistan War 2.
Whatever, something. He's come up with something, fighting Chechens. Yeah, they're probably always going to be fighting Chechens.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's believable. But he'll come up with some, recent but not too recent war stories.
Were you discharged, or did you serve your years and then left?
Oh, I did not want to make a career of it. I wanted to see the universe, and if I stayed in, I would have seen the same pieces of shit that I'd already seen. I wanted something different.
Are you walking around with your sniper rifle?
I
I
don't
would
know if you
I would say
is it
in
legal to
out
walk
of,
around with a sniper rifle.
on a
I
civilian
don't know. That's a
spaceport,
good
fuck
question.
no.
Okay. I wasn't sure like how.
I'm just telling you that
Okay,
this is
so
anchor point,
sidearms
so
is pretty much it, right? Are we allowed sidearms?
I would say no. There are like weapon
Okay.
like airport security style things that like you like put your weapons in and then they're deposited and then you get them back once you leave, or you could just leave them on board your ship.
Okay. That's cool. So what was your MOS?
I was a designated marksman, a sniper, as you would call it.
You see Hargis smile a little bit, like he's impressed with that.
What is that book?
Do you still have your gun?
I have something similar. I don't have the one that they issued me.
Oh, well, we kind of needed someone with some long range support. It's just Hargis takes out his big meaty hand and he's like, more than welcome to join us.
It's acceptable, but we should discuss what kind of pay. How does
you expect to get paid? He leans forward. You expect to get paid?
Well, maybe a little.
He chuckles a little. He says, "So, the team payment is whatever whatever the pay is. 60% goes to the team, and then we split 40% between the members that were on the mission."
This is acceptable. I can work with these.
That works. Welcome to the Steel Talons.
Excellent. I will go and collect my things.
Hargis will tell you where we're docked and let you know who our ship captain is. So if you need to get access and I'm not there, you can get on the ship. I'll probably give you a code or something that the team can use to get on the ship. I said once we're here to do some shopping. Once I get back to the ship, I'll get you connected with our team comms and everything. Do you have all your equipment, or is anything you need?
I have enough for now. We will see what I need based on what we are doing.
We do all kinds of missions, so be prepared for everything.
Speaking of which, I would actually say that so Horgus, an offer I'll make if you want during the 3 hours that Evelyn, Igor, and Martin were shooting the shit, you could have been like searching for contracts if you want, and that could be like the context for how the new mission starts.
I would only be looking for missions to start after our ship repairs have been made.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can do that. But so the mission you get, as we voted on before, is the whatchamacallit, where the hell is it? The cargo run for Weyland-Yutani. The one that pays a shitload of money. Also noticed Igor dropped out of Foundry. I'm assuming you'll reconnect. So that mission I will pop the contract offer. Where is it? show players. So that is the mission briefing that like you're looking around for, like you get an offer of like Weyland-Yutani's looking for somebody to transport some cargo for them, and that is the contract that you're presented with that like outlines in terms of service and what you're working with.
All right. And what's the distance between that outpost and the station?
So the Ares outpost is here. It's actually, can I shift? Oh wait, wrong thing. Ares outpost is right here. And for
Oh, hold on a
context,
minute. I got all kinds of, you know.
okay.
Okay.
So
All right.
you are at Anchor Point Station right here where the Steel Talons emblem is.
Mm-hmm.
Ares outpost is magenta circled here,
Okay.
and John Eves Station is here. And it's actually very close to Earth. So what you're looking at is a journey of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parsecs, which your FTL rating, if Vinny is overcharging the engines, that's an FTL rating of 5, so you would get there in 30 days.
Okay. And we confirmed that the cargo could be in our
Yes, you have an
cargo
internal
hold, right? Okay.
cargo deck that can hold up to 250 tons of cargo. So
All right. Perfect.
you're set for cargo.
After reading this, I'm thinking that maybe we can put it better, that it would be better to put it behind us on a hitch, out in space that we can cut.
Either way, you could always open up the cargo bay doors, and they just could dump the space too.
Well,
Oh,
keep in mind that if you decide to destroy or eject or whatever the cargo, you will be billed for its loss.
Well, I think he's thinking if it's something we don't,
True.
that's
Yeah.
that's last resort. It's not something I would want
Right.
to do.
Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, you said you bought and installed a tractor hitch, so you could tow it behind you if you wanted.
I'm doing both. I don't know if you saw my message. I just need to know how much it is. I need a crane and a tractor hitch.
So where's the messages? Oh, I didn't see it post. Did you send it in DMs or in
It's
the
in game. It's in game.
Oh, okay. So the cost for yeah. Sorry, Emily, I'm way behind on your list. Because the problem is I had the journal entries tab open for like forever.
No, it's all good.
So let's see, for a salvage crane and a tractor hitch. Let's see what the modules are.
I already gave it a price. It's 700,000
Oh, 700,000?
for both.
Yeah,
I just don't know what the cost would. They're gonna up cost.
no, it's not.
What
No,
I
I'm not. I don't deal with up costs for like non-black market goods. So you can pay that 700 grand and be able to get those modules installed on your ship. Speaking of which, you should be able to drag and drop those modules onto the Black Gauntlet. If you can't, let me know and I'll do it.
Oh, I closed that book now.
No, I'm not talking about
it's
the
not
book.
the
I'm
book
talking about
now.
I'm talking
I gotta
about
go find it.
the actors directory. Like if you go to the actors, you open up the Black Gauntlet, you should be able to drag the spaceship modules onto it.
Okay.
The same way you drag and drop items on your sheet. Now, and in response to Emily's question, for all those grenades, yes, I would say that those are definitely black market items.
Cool. That's what I thought. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, well, thank you for double checking. So now, in terms of ammo, though, for both the regular shotgun rounds as well as the kip rounds, you could get those for you could get those at their stock price on the civilian market.
Cool.
Um,
I have to look up the stock price because I forget like usual.
20%, or no, not 20%, 5%. 5% of $1,200 is 60 rounds per shotgun reload, and for baton rounds are $30 a pop, so you could get, like basically regular like lethal rounds are $60, per box of shells, and then the baton rounds are 30.
Cool. And I can
And
also probably buy nap relief here
yeah,
as
you can buy
well.
nap relief, same price. Speaking of which, yeah, Horgus, that's something you might want to do if you're out.
Oh, I have the whole list. I'm waiting for Evelyn to finish.
Okay,
While you were doing all your talking, I was creating a shopping
right.
list.
Okay, so
All right, so I can't find this tractor hitch thing to
Mhm.
drag on to the
let me look.
dropship. Where do we find it?
Tractor hitch. It's under spaceship modules, and it's not for the dropship. It's for the Black Gauntlet.
Yeah.
So,
I can't. I tried both searching in
hold on.
items and packs.
That would be because spaceship modules and spaceship weapons weren't visible to players. That is entirely my fault.
Okay.
Do I roll a d3 to see how much I can buy of
Yes.
them at a time? Right?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so I'll do.
Oops, sorry. Evelyn.
Oh, no, it's fine. Do the shotgun first.
Oh, 3 reloads. So $180, and you can get all 3.
Yep. Reloads. Maybe. Nap relief is next.
All right, so there's 2 of that.
Are we really rolling this find out? I mean, we could find it. Isn't that kind of just standard gear that?
Well,
I mean, this
I mean,
monster.
there's
this,
I mean, there's a thing. I mean, there's a,
and
stock
is that
is
true for the party?
well, that's a good point. I would say, like, in terms of, each player, I'll say each player who wants to buy some still rolls the D3, because, like, for example, if there are, say, 18 things of it, I don't fucking know, like, then you're basically buying all of their stock. Like, each player is buying all their stock. Like, but this is just sort of like a bit of RNG in a sense to see how many exist in the first place. Because keep in mind that stores, I mean, they only like just real life stores. I mean, they only have so many of one thing. So it's not like you can be set for life and buying as much nap relief as your heart's desire. Because whether it's like, limit, like stores sitting, like for example, I think the UK. I was talking to my mom and she was mentioning that the UK, like certain um like they actually limit how many of certain like medical supplies you can buy.
Oh yeah.
So that, I mean, that's a thing. Like, I'm just like, there is a bit of truth to, like, in real world comparisons of how I'm ruling this.
Okay.
Um, so let's see. So Evelyn, so you rolled, well, so the first D3, the first D3 was for shotgun rounds. What was the
Yep.
D2 was nap relief, right?
Yep, and the last one is for kip round.
Okay, so 2 kip rounds. Okay.
So I have the kip rounds on my sheet. So would I put like the
Quantity of
extras I
2.
bought into reloads or
No, yeah,
quantity?
you put you put it in reloads. Like the reloads, like where you can type it in for kip rounds with 0, you set that to 2.
Cool. I always forget how it specifically works.
Yep. All right. So there you go. So let's see. All right, so you got those. You're good to go. So so is that all the shopping you're doing?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
everything. Like,
So Horgus, I believe you were next.
And the NARP.
The nap relief. All right.
Hold
So
on. I hit return and it added 2. Oh, come on. All right, everybody who is not buying Narpeline, can you please shop and buy more Narpeline for me? Because one for me, I go through like one mission, and I'd hate to have to keep coming back here and shopping after every mission.
Maybe
you don't have to come
maybe
back
we
to
need
Anchor
to
Point
introduce you
specifically.
to the.
Well, every time we have to go a mission, we have to shop. That's why I'm trying to like limit some, we cut down some of this BS time.
My friend, have you been introduced to the wonders of alcohol?
It craps your wits, and my wits already sucks.
Well,
Ah,
do you use your wits that often?
Observation.
I know, but you always put, like Heather
Uh,
on point. So
Yeah, no, I'm not
okay.
dropping my wits down to 1.
I mean,
Can we
if you
find?
want us to go search the town or whatever,
Yeah, everybody search for Nephilim. Everybody go out and buy Nephilim. We'll put it as a team Nephilim poll.
make it a command. So I.
Yes, I'll make it a command. Can I make? No, he won't let me do it because we're not in combat.
Oh,
They do have
Can we?
a pull rank talent that you can get that you can do, I think, an opposed command versus manipulation, and if you succeed, the target has to do what you tell them.
oh. I mean, you don't get like a boost though, like you do with.
Yeah, he's talking about the boosting it.
Yeah. So I'm doing it anyways.
All right. Can we find any colony specialty meals?
Yes.
D6 of that.
Yeah, for I would say for that kind of thing, it would be a D6.
Yeah, that's. Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
I can pick up some of those as well. Let me.
And what are going to be the costs for that?
Uh,
Cody?
what's the base cost of the item?
20 to 300.
Oh, it's a range. I would say at Anchor Point, it would probably be you're looking at like maybe $100. Yeah, for imported, for far away
Alright.
imported meals. I would say so.
Okay.
I'll just set it at
I don't care.
100.
I got more money than I know what to spend because there's nothing to buy.
Natural leaf.
Yes, but you can only buy things in D6 increments. So I have like 200,000 K that I can't spend because I can't find
Okay.
nothing to buy.
Well, let's see how
Power
much
clips.
nap relief I can get.
So I need power to replace the motion detectors so we can all carry.
Well, you
power.
can recharge the motion trackers for free. Like there are like charging
No,
ports in
I
your
want to
ship.
be able to swap the battery and put a new battery in.
Okay. That isn't an actual item, but what I'll say is that an individual power cell would be like $25.
Alrighty.
Okay, I'll buy. Is it like a D6 for the meals and like a D6 for the
For the battery packs, yes. The
power?
battery packs are very abundant. And also, Arthur,
Cool.
what was that for the D6? Was that for the meals or
Nap
for the
relief.
Okay, nap relief. Well, no, the nap relief is a D3.
Oh,
Power cells. Apparently I'm just buying everybody's share of the shit. I'm so
Oh, what do
sorry.
you know? I found
all right,
6.
3 nap relief.
Okay, so I found 5 power cells. How much
And
are
I
those
found.
these, Cody?
They're $25 a piece.
What? 5 times 25 is 125.
And I found 6 of those. So
6 meals or 6 power packs?
6 power. I only have 1 meal. 6 power packs.
Okay.
We could fold it. We could find a folding winch, right?
Yes.
All right, and 6 climbing ropes.
4 colonial. 4 meals.
All right, colony
Meals.
specialty meals and those. If you're buying all 4, that's $400.
Yep, I can do that.
Okay.
I too, like Horgus, have more money than Jesus.
All right, so the next question I have for you is, can we find any PDT/L personal data transmitter bracelet locator tube sets?
The question I have for you is why would you want to buy those? Because you have PDTs built into your armor.
So if we have to travel with NPCs again, I would say, hey guys, please wear these so I'm able to track you?
Yeah, yeah, you can buy those. It's a D6 to see how many you could buy. That they're $100 a piece.
So I have 4 of those, so that's 4 food.
Okay, and
Cool.
that was 5
Oh.
PDTLs.
Okay. I'm done with my shopping list.
Okay.
Because we can't buy
Going to
grenades here, right?
Nope.
folding winch. A winch. I can't spell, apparently. You just look at the item directory.
While
I'll
you're doing
find
that,
it.
is anybody else going to buy anything before we start the next up?
I'm just going to get everything squared away on ship.
Okie doke. And Arthur and Martin, I'm assuming you guys are good to go.
Don't need anything in specific.
Okay. So if that's the case, then you guys, I guess, are ready to head to Ares Outpost then, yeah?
Yep.
Uh,
Are you gonna make a custom item for the power cells, Cody?
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
Cool.
Where is Alien RPG equipment? Why not? And then, where's add item? Spare power cell. I'm working on it right now. Weight is I'll say 0.5, and then cost is 25. We established that before. Power. Oh no, not power. Tools.
I know. That. That.
Tools. What the fuck is it? Consumables. There we go. So spare power cell, and then I will. Just do me a favor and check in Alien RPG equipment, or just search spare power cell, and see if you see it.
no, when I type in power, all I see is power loader
Okay,
and
let me.
overpowered thrusters.
Configure ownership. I'll set all players to observer. Try now.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
The other thing, Cody, is we don't have access to the Colonial Marines equipment because I can't find a folding winch, the rope, or the transmitter bracelets.
PDT. Well, PDTs are in the Alien RPG thing. Let me just do configure ownership because I set all players to observer on Alien RPG equipment. So it's in that folder. You should be able to see it.
Yeah, I searched and it didn't pop up anything.
That's odd. So you wanted the PDTs. You mean to add it to the Black Gauntlet?
Yes, if you'd like to. That's what I was getting
Okay,
ready to do.
so PDTs. Let's see, modules and upgrades, and then quantity 5. You said?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 5 of those. Okay.
And then 1 folding winch.
Okay, let me. I gotta reopen that and folding.
And 6 climbing ropes.
Climbing rope.
Do you want multiple people to pick up one of the folding winches, for guests? Because I can. If you want me to?
I just put it in the ship, so if we ever
Okay.
need to go into a hole or something, we have it.
Nice.
I can't add 6 for some reason. It doesn't give me a quantity option.
What, for the ropes?
Yeah. I'll just
Just
add
do
like
this.
parentheses.
I'll just do this. Yeah, I got it. That works.
There we go. Okay, so that's that's all set. Okay, is everybody good to go now?
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
so a few days pass, after which you've done all your shopping and you get uh you get the modules on your ship installed. You do an FTL jump to Ares Outpost, um, and you make your way to Ares Outpost. Um, you are hailed, and I'm assuming you give um, your identifying info, like your name, what ship you are, you're here to get the cargo, that sort of thing.
Correct. Well, I'm guessing from what the message was you had this. I thought you would have to send them a message saying you were going to do the project. You
Yeah,
were going to.
like you
Okay.
accept the contract and stuff. Like they're just double checking that you're the one who's signed, like who's arrived to get the cargo.
Okay.
Like they
Yep.
ask you like name and ship, and then you just say like Horgust, Armil, and Black Gauntlet kind of thing. So
Correct.
so Ares Outpost is on a fairly fairly like temperate, more like if you guys have what Jemison I think is that planet from Starfield, the one that New Atlantis is on. It's that kind of environment. Um, I doubt anybody has gotten that reference, but I could be mistaken. Well, no, Arthur, you played it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So at least Arthur should know what I'm talking about. But it's like a sunny sort of Earth-like planet that Ares Outpost is on. Um, there's like a it's not like a massive city, but there's like a company outpost there, has like a landing pad for for a ship to touch down on, and it has like as you are you going to land your ship there, or are you going to just land the drop ship?
Uh,
Because you have space for either. It's just that if you land the Black Gauntlet there, you should be able to like you could have the cargo loaded directly onto that instead
yeah,
of
we'll
having
do that. That's what I was trying to figure out. Was did
right.
they say the equipment was in space or on the ground? If it's on ground, we'll take it down to the
Yeah.
ground.
So yeah, so you bring the Black Gauntlet in for a landing. And when you depart, you make your way to um, again with the Starfield comparisons, like the ship, like the ship technician guy, like there would be a guy, waiting near the like the spaceport. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing in notes. Um, and you see this guy there, who's like nose deep in a PDAT. What do you do next? Do you go up and speak with him?
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
So
so
we're the Steel Talons. We're here to pick up some supplies as part of what we've been
yeah.
hired for.
And the guy glances up a bit. He's a somewhat short guy with glasses. He has a Boston accent, neatly combed black hair. And he says, yes, you're the Steel Talons. We've got the cargo here ready to. I can't do a Boston accent, but like he gestures behind him while still like fiddling around in a PDAT. There are some large vacuum sealed shipping containers, um, very large. Each one's approximately the size of, like, in terms of width, like two buses parked side by side. Um, like they're sort of. I mean, granted, like they're not. God, scale, not huge, like, not gigantic, but not exactly like a small crate that you can carry. Um, and the guy introduces himself as Agent Bradshaw, Samuel Bradshaw. So he was the one who was the guy you report to, and he explains that these crates can be either transported directly aboard your ship, or we can have some sky crane drop ships load them onto a tractor bed that can be towed by the ship.
You could put it on our storage bay.
And
I was
Bradshaw's
about to say, you want me to jump in the power loader and load it for you,
uh,
August?
well, the crates are too large for a power loader to carry. Like you don't really have
Ah,
anywhere to
never
grip.
mind
But
then.
um, well, actually, I don't know. Maybe because again with scale, I have a difficulty visualizing this. You could either have a dropship carry it, or you could have like two power loaders, like with handles, like one carries on one end, like because basically they have like the crates have handles on like the front and back, that could either be attachment points for tow cables or handles for power loader clamps to grip onto. So he said, like, we could, I mean, either as long as the cargo isn't damaged, it doesn't matter whether they're loaded by dropship or by power loader.
I think we have to have the drop ship do it. I think we only have one power loader on the team.
Well, they're gonna load it, right?
Yeah, they'll load it.
Yeah, you just if you just want to supervise, make sure that they don't cause any damage.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I can do that.
Yep.
Let
So
them. It's their cargo.
yeah. So if that's what you want to do, then Bradshaw will, send out a, like a text to, like a confirmation, like the cargo loading is a go, to different workers. Then you hear like, several like, like whirring and stomping, sounds in sync, and you see like a small force of power loaders, um, come around the corner, and then they start picking up the crates and, uh, like loading them aboard, like either like a freight elevator or like an elevator up it into. Okay, best way to put it. Another video game reference for anybody who's played Halo 3, the Forward Unto Dawn, when it deploys on the Ark, like when it deploys with the three tanks, the hangar deck like lowers down beneath the ship so the tanks can drive out. This ship, your ship, has the exact same thing, like elevators that deploy beneath the Black Gauntlet, like beneath the cargo bay, that you can carry the cargo aboard, and the elevator will bring you up into the ship. So, um, that is what I mean. I don't know if that's actually a canon thing, but nobody said that it isn't, so we'll stick with that. So the power loaders are, they spend it takes them about an hour to 2 hours to fully load up all the cargo. Is there anything anybody would like to be doing during this time?
Nothing comes to mind.
Um, w- what's here?
What do you mean? What's here?
Like, is it like a manufacturing? Is it the city?
Um, this is a so it's not a city. It's like a fairly large company, like outpost, like not necessarily a giant fortress, but not a little listening station. It's sort like it's a civilian like transfer station. Like this is one sort of it's equivalent of like a truck stop, or like the equivalent of how like when you're shipping, like when a package is shipped over cross country, there are different like sort of checkpoints that it goes to, like different like when you order like a UPS package to say like, oh, it was shipped from California, it is now in South Carolina, kind of thing. Like this is one of those like transfer points.
Okay.
It's a hub.
So yeah, a hub. So you've been hired for this leg of the journey.
I'm not gonna do anything because we probably couldn't get anywhere near anything because security. So we'll chill.
Okay. So the cargo is eventually loaded aboard the Black Gauntlet, um, and Bradshaw says, if you have any further questions before departure, um, I can answer them now. Otherwise, you should be on your way.
Anything we need to know with this cargo?
He says, that's an excellent question, and he gives you he mentions that, as before, I gave you like, we have a manifest. We didn't want to transmit it uh, remotely in case any opportunistic pirates or what have you would try to come and steal the cargo, thinking it would be something valuable. But he gives you the manifest basically is stuff like Pauling med pods, which are basically the really fancy medical pods from Prometheus. Pauling med pods, um, like crates of medical supplies, and thing like miscellaneous computer and medical scanning technology. Basically, a lot of stuff that you would find at like a hospital.
Okay.
So that's on the manifest he gives you.
And I'll look at them. Anything not on the manifest list that we got to worry about?
He shakes his head. Nothing.
All right. And then we have specific information about who it gets delivered to, right?
Yes, it's being transferred to another company outpost. Like basically, there's like a larger transfer station at John Eve, like at John Eve Station, and that is where like it's going to be going. Like you're so like I said before in my previous analogy, you are going, uh, like somebody else delivered this cargo to this outpost, you are delivering it to the next outpost.
Okay.
Excuse me. So,
And we have a time frame on this, right?
like an
Is this the
ETA?
one that had the time frame that you
No.
posted?
That's the next one.
Oh,
Like this
okay.
one, there's no
Oh,
timeline.
okay.
So, yeah. So you are able to get that cargo loaded up, and if you don't have any further questions for Bradshaw, then we can fast forward to you guys entering hypersleep and getting ready for the next leg of the journey.
One other
do not-
question I have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alan.
I was just gonna say I do not trust. I do not trust this guy. We should.
Are you
be
saying that to
careful.
his face, or?
No, I'm gonna tell the captain after we're done talking to this guy. I say I don't trust him. If it was all up on the up and up and all above board, why have us do this? Why not have it shipped commercial? This is. I do not trust this.
Oh, welcome to Merc life.
I'm just making sure you're aware of my feelings.
Yep. Oh, I already have that. So Evelyn, if you can do me a favor, can you scan this cargo and see if any of it is got a tractor or anything sending out, so it could be somebody could track it.
Give me a ComTech roll, Evelyn, to try to see if there's any kind of tracker on the cargo.
Okay. And before I do that, with that, because I know, like in the list, in the job listing, it said that if we did anything, if we did certain things, it would void the, like we'd have to pay for the cargo if we messed with it.
Well, I'll pull it up on screen again, just as a reminder to everybody that let me see, where is it? Contract from the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. So, the what you're doing to it. So the stipulation of the contract is that not to open or try to alter the crates, but what you're doing technically is not that. Like you're running
Okay.
a diagnostic scan on it, which is not the same as like opening it or trying to do anything with its contents. Like trying to, i.e., like open the crate and steal something so you can sell it. Like that's what they're concerned about, is like they don't want anybody to open the crates and try to take things out because everything is accounted for. But you can run a scan to make sure there's no like tracking devices.
Okay, cool. Would my electronic tools apply in the situation to do the scan or no?
Those wouldn't, but the diagnostic device would.
Great. I will make that active.
And I think that gives you a +2 instead of a +1, which is better.
Mm-hmm. Nothing else would apply, so I don't think my intense focus applies here, so add it.
Okay, 2 successes. So you, let me see. See if there are any, what if any stunts would be applicable for this. Where is contact? So, the, so the base success is that, you do like you thoroughly check and there are no tracking devices at all. And that's not me like, holding like having something up my sleeve. I mean, there genuinely is not a tracking device on
Okay.
this. Um,
Great.
like nobody has any kind of hidden bugs in the system or anything like that. So even with just your base success, you determine that. For your stunt, what would you like to do? And I'll let you know if something is or isn't applicable.
Would English. Would the stunt you get new or unexpected information apply here?
No,
Okay.
because from what you're doing, there's
Um.
nothing new to learn.
Okay.
I will
Would
say if you want to hide your tracks, that's one.
okay. The other one I was thinking was if the cargo does somehow get bugged in the future, would that one apply where I don't have to roll to overcome the same challenge in the
Yeah,
future?
if you're scanning
the
for
bug.
tracking devices, yes, that could be one also. So would
Okay.
you like to do that, or would you like to cover your tracks?
I'll I'll cover my tracks as much
Okay.
as I would like to not
Okay.
have in the future.
So, all right. Um, so you go ahead and you do that. Does anybody else want to do anything before you enter cryo and jump to light speed, or faster than light rather?
I'm good.
Um,
Excuse me.
so, Cody, I will talk to our starship commander.
To Mac?
I tell him, yeah, I tell him I just have a feeling that something's up with this one. So I want to take a roundabout path to this target. So let's not go direct. We want to zigzag a little bit. Take a little longer, but that's okay. We don't have a time limit, but I don't want to go from point A to point B direct line. I want to go over to the left, then go back over to the right, and then zigzag up to it.
So, um, Max says, I mean, that'll take longer, and I can't guarantee that, well, first, I mean, well, sir, if I may, what are your concerns? Because I thought Evelyn scanned the cargo and didn't find any trackers.
My concern is that some pirates will know that there is a ship coming from point A to point B, and most people would go direct route, and they would sit there and wait for that ship.
Well, but the thing is that, first of all, how would the pirates know if there are no trackers on us? And also, we're heavily armed. I mean, two railgun turrets, massive warship. I mean, pirates would be suicidal to attack us.
Yeah, I still would like to zigzag.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be drastic. So we're talking. We can I cling up take a cut on this map? So we go straight up to here.
Okay. To like the
Then we
sector with
go
Alexandria, or not Alexandria, Stadler Colony.
we go to here, straight up to there. We go to here, and then
And
we
then
go to
go to
here.
the. Okay. So
We're
you.
not
So
talking drastic. We're just talking. We're not going. We're going to make it difficult for whoever's going to attack us.
okay. So.
Because we're not here to not play. So.
Uh. So let's see. So you're basically going to be like going to around where Statler Colony is, yes? Like there, and then
Correct.
going to uh Volcus, like Volcus and
Correct.
Etna, and then going there. Okay. So yes. So Max says, "I Captain. We'll get a course locked in. You copy that, Paz?" And she says, "No need to tell me twice. Heard the whole thing," and she'll get cracking on inputting FTL coordinates. Um, so that is resolved. Um, and what do you do next? Do you enter hypersleep or do you converse with anybody else?
Oh.
I actually want to go and set up the gun, the
The
our
sentry gun?
sentry gun, in the cargo hold.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, um, you guys, I actually have there are deck plans, granted for not exactly the same ship you have, but one extremely close. I just didn't want to do all the fucking walls again. So let me just make sure all the walls are set up correctly. Did I get those? I didn't finish all of them on the science level, but I'll address that later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set um these things to visible, or like to where you can jump to them at any time.
Okay.
So where is navigation, all players? So you should start seeing Conestoga decks. You have a Bougainville, but they're largely the same in terms of internal deck plans.
That works.
So
We don't see it.
oh, because you don't have vision on the thing. All right, well, let me just address that in a sec. So configure that, do that, and then also deactivate the engineer temples because we don't need that anymore.
And Evelyn, I probably need your help
Okay, so
because I want to actually attach the gun on the ceiling so he can shoot anybody in the room.
Fun. I also remembered I still need to repair Miller because he's just sitting in a destroyed heap.
Miller's yeah. Yeah, Miller's like, I would definitely appreciate some repairs right about now, Miss Evelyn.
Of course, man.
So
Don't
what I'll
worry,
do,
I can fix him up.
Yeah.
so
Go beat him
basically,
with a big pipe
so
wrench.
for context, Hargust, what you're looking for is on decks E and F. There is like I have your tokens on there, because I had a feeling you would want to go there. So there are actually 4 cargo bays. There's cargo bay A, cargo C, cargo B, and cargo D. Um, why
So
is it
I
doing
have
that?
a favor. Can you turn visibility? Oh, how can we do this?
Well, I'll set up the wall so you still can't move through, but if you want, I can turn off token vision. You want me
Yeah,
to?
the other way you could do it is you could do um, world World Explorer, I think it is. So it's 2 maps on top of each other. So the top map is the actual map, and then the bottom map is the vision map. That way we can always see we all know our ship, and we can see that. But when we're moving around, it's we can't we can
Okay,
see
well, what I'll
people
do
then.
for
You know what I'm
now,
saying?
well, no, I might need to look into that later, but for now, what I'll
Okay.
do is I'll just, because I can set enemies to be invisible, I'll just turn off vision on this scene.
Okay, that's perfect.
So, um, like the wall, I prefer the walls because they're line of sight blockers, but you can really just achieve the same effect. But if you can see the map now, and I'll also do this for decks A through D. Um, Configure, and then
It,
lighting. What?
the other thing I would say is if you could save these to like a PDF or something, and then post it somewhere or send it to us so we can at least open it up and know
Yeah,
where.
reference that.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
that might be easier.
yeah, that might be a possibility. Well, I'll look into some different options
Put it
later.
in a journal.
Post it in the journal, possibly that would work. Um, but anyway, so you see what I mean? How there's a cargo bay up here, 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 and here.
Yep.
So, yeah, there are different cargo bays.
And all of it is in different bays.
Well, it's not all in one because remember you do have a bunch of other stuff, you know, different crates, and so like it's a case of like you start out filling one cargo bay. Like this is what the guys who were loading the cargo did. They started out filling one bay, and then when they ran out of space, they did another one. So most of the cargo was in cargo bay D, and then when they ran out of space, they started moving into B.
Okay, so D will cover with the gun
Okay.
because the majority is in there.
Yes.
We'll do that.
Okay.
So we're gonna attach it to the ceiling,
Okay, that would be a heavy
or is it
machinery roll.
totally? Or is it all? Let me ask you: is it like kind of like UPS trucks where they just stack that shit all the way to the ceiling,
They would
or is
not be
there
able to
walk
do it with.
paths?
They would not be able to do it with the power loaders because the power loaders are very vertically challenged in terms of what they're able to lift. Though I suppose there could be like a folding, like a cargo crane. So maybe they just bring the. Yeah, I'll say they do stack it. Because the way I see it is like they could have like a cargo crane in the cargo bay that like the power loaders bring the cargo into the cargo bay and then the crane lifts it up and stacks it. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep. So that the whole cargo bay is packed.
Yeah.
There's no walkways. Okay, so
Well,
we don't need
well,
the guard
no. There
'cause you
are
can't get in there then.
walkways. There are walkways. Like there are spaces to walk between. It's not like they're packed in like sardines. Um, but it's just like there are spaces to walk. Like they left you that because they needed space for the power loaders to move, and also so you could get your other stuff if you needed to, like the weapons you've looted, that kind of thing. Um, so there's that. You do have that. Like you do have the space. Um, to mount the sentry gun to the ceiling, you would need to do a heavy machinery roll, Evelyn.
Yep. Would my maintenance jack or cutting torch apply in
The
this
cutting torch
situation?
would.
Cool. All right,
Well,
because
it depends on if you're trying to like
maintenance
weld it
jack
to the
is so
ceiling or
short.
just like screw it on.
Well, to be fair, my first thought was I'm just spot welding this big ass gun to the ceiling.
Yeah. So
So
do you want to do that or do you want?
I'm thinking brackets that we could then bolt the feet of
Yeah.
the mount in,
Mhm.
so that we could then dismount and put it somewhere else later.
Yeah, you could do that
Yeah,
if you want to
yeah.
use the bolt gun.
Let's not make it
that's a much
permanent.
better plan.
Do you have the bolt gun?
I do have a bolt gun actually.
Okay, so you could use your bolt gun and get the bonus from that. And that way it would not be
Nice.
a permanent, weld.
Yep. Let me make the cutting torch inactive. I don't know why my first thought was, oh, I'm just gonna weld this thing to the ceiling. We'll deal with it then.
It is simple.
I mean,
So
theoretically, you can unweld it.
Heavy
Okay, but yes,
machinery.
heavy machinery in place.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at that stupid
There
image
we
in
go.
my head.
Okay, so you got it bolted to the ceiling. And just a reminder with the sentry gun, is that it can be, whatchamacallit, so the way the sentry gun works is that it does not immediately kill every single thing in the room. It basically is always in Overwatch mode, so like, it will automatically fire on the first thing it sees, but other targets will have a chance to attack it after it gets its first shot.
Correct.
So,
Did not give me the bonus for
it'll
my
probably immediately
bolt
eviscerate
gun.
whatever it shoots, but that leaves it vulnerable to retaliatory fire because it can only target one thing at a time.
Mhm.
So,
But since I have the remote control, it would let me know that it fired, right?
if you're talking about the head-mounted sight, well, the head-mounted sight lets you like manually specify a target.
Right.
Like it
But
doesn't.
if it fired, it would let me know, right? We could have that set up like that.
You mean like you get a notification that it locked onto a target and shot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Assuming
all I
the
care about.
gunfire echoing throughout the ship wasn't a clue, but yeah.
Well, this is like a massive ship, dude. If we're in the bridge, we're not hearing that gunfire.
True. But you would have a notification from your head-mounted sight or your PDAT.
Perfect.
What's up, Evelyn?
I looked at the roll and it didn't add the +2 from the bolt gun for some reason. I think I had to manually add it.
Hold on. Did you add the weapon or the item? It looks like
item.
Bolt gun.
At least I thought I did.
I don't see it in. Oh no, I do. Let me just double check the modifiers are set up. Weirdly, the person who set it up didn't fucking add the modifier. I imported it straight from the
Oh.
thing, so that's not an error on your part. It's an error on whoever was importing it. So what modifier does that give?
It gives a
+2. Okay,
plus.
so I'll add a +2 to that. Okay, so if you, I mean, you already succeeded, so you don't need to.
I know, but I was like,
But yeah, that's good.
figured
Good
didn't want it.
catch. So, that should be fixed. Okay, so you bolt the sentry gun to the ceiling, and yeah, you got that situated. So what do you do next? You go to cryo sleep, or are you going to fix Miller first?
I will go and fix Miller first, so he's
Okay.
not just, puddle of
Okay.
android guts on the
So
floor.
yeah, Comtech roll.
I'm gonna
feel bad.
assist with that. I
Okay,
don't know
so
how that works, but I'm gonna do
if you
that.
want to assist, do you have at least 1 point in the Comtech skill?
Oh, it's Comtech to fix him?
Yes, surprisingly.
Oh, I don't think I do, actually.
Okay, so you would not be able to assist.
Can I get assistance from like Vinny and I think another NPC has?
Let's see. So
contact?
Vinny has, yeah, I'm certain Vinny has Comtech. He has a Comtech of 3. Heather has a Comtech of 1. And Mike, run him over Reynolds, is a Comtech of 3. So yeah, you could get up to a +3.
I will take the +3. And my electronic tools are active as I'm trying to rewire him, basically.
Yep. Okay, so you heal his crit and he gets 3 HP back.
I'll just be like chattering to him as I'm repairing him, like, man, you need to get some better armor, or just stay out of the way of freaking grenades and shotguns, because Jesus Christ. I've had to put you back together twice now, man.
Humpty Miller.
Yeah, to Miller.
No, I was saying
no, I'm just
Humpty Miller.
chattering.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Humpty Dumpty. So okay, so you fix up Miller, and now you can yeah, like, are you going to enter hypersleep now, or?
Yep, after he's repaired, I'll go jump into hypersleep.
Okie doke. Okay, so everybody's jumping into cryo? I'll take that as a
Suppose
yes.
so.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
Okay, so at some point during the journey, I mean, you guys probably knew this was coming. You are interrupted from cryosleep very abruptly. And this is where a gameplay mechanic comes in for the first time. So normally cryosleep, when you're interrupted or when you're awoken, like normally, like say under the circumstances of, like aliens, for example, when the Sulaco crew is coming out of hypersleep, you like that doesn't have any incident. However, with emergency like removal from cryo, I need to double check something in the when the hell is there's something about, or hold on, is it Hard Life Among the Stars? Maybe no. Or,
It's
oh
like
wait, hold
putting
up.
part in the Alien Covenant.
Yeah, good analogy. So a rude awakening from hypersleep counts as an attack against you rolled with 6 base dice. So I need everybody to roll /r space 6 dB. And armor does not help you because you're not sleeping in your armor.
Say that again.
I need you to roll /r space 6 dB, 6 Delta Bravo.
Okay.
We're all just gonna be getting up and like vomiting and going for water.
Okay, let's see. So that's 4 and then 5. Okay, so the ship just violently jolts. So Arthur takes 1 point of damage. Igor is fine. Evelyn takes 2. Martin takes 2. And Horgus takes none. So.
Where Evelyn and
This
Martin
feels
are
like
so close.
this feels like
buddy.
home.
We take damage.
So, there's this awakening. like very abrupt awakening. You have um, like Mike is hey, what's going on? I was having the best dream ever, man. You guys are all on deck C, by the way. That's where the cryo compartment is. You have Heather and Vinny are not actually here right away, but you do get a notification from your mother unit, or as Horgus renamed her, Queen. Um, Queen notifies you, like kind of like Alien Covenant style, like speaking. You can speak to Mother and vice versa, kind of deal. Informs you that stasis has been interrupted under unforeseen emergency circumstances. All crew report to the bridge as soon as possible. So I will now. Here's another gameplay mechanic I'm going to notify you. So now that you are in a much larger ship, and the fact that Miller and like none of the androids were on standby to hand out hydration or like a glass of water, um, you start out of hypersleep dehydrated, and what that means is that, like whatever the dehydration is, so you're not going to shrivel up and die, but what it means is that you cannot recover health or stress while dehydrated until you get something to drink. So the question is, are you guys going to immediately like get dressed and assuming you want to get dressed and double time it to the bridge, or are some or all of you going to first go get something to drink and then make it to the bridge?
I'll be
What kind
damned
of
if I'm dying
space do
thirsty.
we have for personal effects near our cryotubes?
I would say that there would be kind of like with the Sulaco, there would be, personal crew lockers that would have your armor, your clothes, your weapons all situated on them.
This is a typical thing. You always feel thirsty when you get out of cryo
Yes.
suspension. I'd have a bottle of Aquafina or something in with my personal effects. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
Have some space Gatorade.
Whatever, yeah, something.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think there would be some bottled water here, right? We can all grab bottled water.
That's a typical thing.
Yeah, that's a
I
valid
would be doing.
argument. Like if you wanted to keep that in your, well, of course. Now keep in mind though, however, if you were in a cryogenic deck, there is a good chance that water or whatever might be frozen. Remember
That's
Hudson's,
fair.
man, this floor is freezing. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a mess
you don't
A,
wanna
right?
waste energy. You don't want to.
We could go into the
like
mess
keeping
A,
the
right?
place warm if it's not necessary.
Yeah. Well, what, Martin?
You don't want to keep the place warm and waste energy if it's not necessary.
Right.
So yeah.
In answer to your question though, Horgus, yes, you can go into mess A. That room will not be cold because they're like all this stuff, all the water and stuff in there is fine. So the thing is, I'm saying is that you like, if you're trying to get, something to drink and maybe a meal and getting dressed, that's going to eat up a lot of time that might be better spent going to the bridge. So I'm asking you, that's why I'm asking you, who's going to just forego that and gun it for the bridge, and who's going to actually prepare as normal?
So, how long will it take to put on our shit?
So probably, few minutes if we're talking about getting your clothes and your armor, well, spacesuits for most of you. Get that stuff on, then go and, get some water would be another like 3-ish minutes. And then to
Oh,
get
I
all
don't
the
care
way.
about the water because we can grab water and drink it on the way to the.
Okay, and then but to get from the cryogenic compartment to the bridge would probably be another like 5 minutes if you're running. So you're looking at like a about
I have
10.
idea. I have idea. Everybody is not needed on bridge because not everybody has thing to do on bridge. So We have half of people go to bridge right away. Other half go grab bottles of water, bring some to bridge. Everybody get a drink on bridge. Simple.
This is
The
the
problem solver
genius
we never knew
leadership
we
we need.
needed.
Well, the only ones that need to go to the bridge are the bridge crew that we have, right?
Is there something on bridge for me to shoot? There's no reason for me to be there.
Well, I mean, you do have the countermeasures and then the 2 railgun turrets.
Okay, maybe there is reason for me to be there.
Last time
Right.
I was on a turret, it didn't go well.
Yeah.
And the problem is our gear is here, and the bridge so far away. I say everybody get their gear. We can communicate with Mother or whatever, or Angel.
Angel.
like, all right,
So
come-
she's Angel now.
I thought you said she was Angel. I don't
No,
remember
you
what
said
I called her.
no. You called her Queen.
Queen. Sorry, Queen. What's the sit rep while we're? She should be able to give me a sit rep. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. If you ask like, what's the situation, Mother? You know, like the whole quote. I mean, obviously with Queen will tell you that, you know, we have been like our course has been intercepted by 2 ships, and they are like, you know, to avoid collision and because they're hailing us, you know, the ship jumped out of FTL. That's why it was so sudden. So yeah, there are 2 ships. They're, you know, they're hailing us. They're blocking our path, and they're waiting for a response, and we can't do anything until acknowledging that. Like that, I mean, obviously gives it a more formal AI sense, but
All right. Put our
that's
shit on. They can wait.
This is good plan.
I'm gonna get on one of the guns, one of the rail guns.
So, okay, so
I'll make sure to grab Arthur a drink then if he's going right to the road.
Apple juice, if possible.
Plus, it's
But you put
barely
your gear
alcohol.
on. No, put your gear on first before you go anywhere.
Oh yeah, that's a given.
Yeah.
I imagine
just wanna make sure that was
as we're
clear.
getting dressed.
So I need 2 people in the dropship. Who do we want to put in the dropship? Because the
I could
dropship
also
can fight.
do that.
Because most likely they're going to. They want this cargo, so they're not going to destroy us. They're going to try to board us.
You know, in that case, I'm gonna stay near the you know, where they would enter, wherever that is specifically, so I can beat them to death.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Yeah, the kung fu.
Alright.
Cody, check the steel
Sure.
talons.
Oh
too.
god.
I don't like that picture. That the smile is just creepy to me.
Yeah, once again the art thing, you know, like assumes like the like martial arts pose with the shovel. It's like a New
Yeah.
Hope. You hear them like cutting through the door, yell, "Everyone wants shovel, fighting!" You know, getting ready to kick some ass.
And the artificial womb soldiers have some weird facial muscles.
Oh my god, that's just. So anyway, so let's see. So Arthur,
So Cody,
what's
we
up?
need a gunner for each gun, right?
Yes,
On the big ship.
yes.
So who's our two best gunners are on those guns?
Well, let's see. So Igor, I gotta shrink his token. Yeah, I know he's larger than everybody else on that thing. So Husky Rusky, I know. So let's see. So oops, I didn't mean to open that door. So Igor he's got agility 5, range combat 3, so that's a base of 8.
I am a shooter.
Martin has 9. And this is just base range combat and agility. Arthur has agility 3, range combat 5, so he's got 8 as well. So you basically got 2 8s and a 9. But Arthur said he wanted to post up in the cargo bay.
Yeah, because I may have an 8 on guns, but I have 12 on
On shovel.
Yeah.
We should
The
get
problem
you
is they
safety
might not
fire
come in
access.
there.
Isn't that the
Alright.
only entrance?
They
No.
they
You
can
got
enter anywhere.
Yeah, you got multiple airlocks in your ship. Like each, so let's see. There are airlocks on deck F. There are airlocks on deck A. So basically on the command deck, which is where most of the crew is, and then on the deck F.
Oh,
So
I'm gonna get to a choke point then.
okay. Keep in mind that so there, in terms of airlocks on deck F, you've got one basically like port and one starboard. There's like a large centralized hangar deck in the middle. I know there's Class G Corvus, but there isn't actually a ship there. But there's that. There's wide, great fucking wide open. And
Yep. So here's what I would do. Don't worry about the choke point right now. We're gonna see them coming with a dropship. That's when we're disabled and they can board us. That's when we go to defensive interior. But I would like you on one of the guns so I could put one of the other 8s on the dropship. Well, I don't know if we want to.
well, keep in mind, you've got 2 rail guns, and I believe you also bought those countermeasures. Yes.
Yep.
We might win this.
I don't. Hold on. Wait. I don't see. Which one did you buy? Because I don't see it on your ship.
I
Nobody.
thought we bought them. We
Well,
might not.
Oh.
Because I think I was going to buy them, but they're 2 million and we didn't have 2 million.
Oh. Okay. So. Well, I know you wanted. You were initially going to like. You were like, yeah, I don't want to get the Sea Whiz array, but there were the other two, the sensor decoys and sensor drones, and I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
want the sensor drones, but they're 2 million and we only had 1.7.
Oh.
I know we got something.
Nope.
For
We
Nope.
don't.
Okay, so you don't have any countermeasures.
We
So you've
didn't?
got 2
Nope.
railgun turrets and who like so basically your 3 ranged fighters. 2 of them can be on the railgun turrets, and then 1 can be on as the weapons officer on the dropship.
Yeah, so we can. I just don't know if I want to deploy the dropship.
Well, Evelyn is like big brain computer science person, right?
Yep.
Can they like do anything like computer related? Like,
Well,
I don't know.
so in space combat, assuming that actually happens, because it might not, but it might. So space combat roles, there's the captain, the pilot, the sensor operator, the gunner, and the engineer roles. And they each have like preset actions during space battles. So sensor operator, let me check the space combat rules. And once again, I got up and I was mindlessly wandering around as I was talking because I tend to do that. So let's see, player rules, space combat actions. So I'm going to pull up the actions and show it to you guys. All right, show players. So basically, uh, there are. I know there are technically like there are only 4 rules shown, but there's a 5th. There's the captain and the captain. Unfortunately, the captain doesn't really do much, but like I said, I home ruled it to where the captain can give 1 order and also is who determines initiative. So just so you guys know. But basically, like the sensor operator, like it'll tell you the skills you can use. Like the engineer can do repairs, um, can overload the reactor. Um, the sensor operator can acquire a target lock, which you need to do in order to be able to fire at somebody, um, and that sort of thing. So um, just keep those in mind. That's under like chapter 55 for space combat actions in the player guide, just so you know. Um, okay, so just so I know, so who is going where?
What do you guys think? Do you think we should have the dropship out,
Um, I don't hate that idea.
or at least be ready to drop it if we need
Yeah.
to?
That's
All right,
not
Yeah.
a bad plan.
Um, I'll since Miller's not here, I'll put because that could be a death out there. We'll put, but he can not breathe. So if they don't lose, he doesn't die out there, right?
Who, Miller?
Yeah.
Well, so Miller doesn't need to breathe, but vacuum can still destroy him.
Okay. So we'll put Mike as the driver, and who would like to volunteer to be the gunner?
Yeah, who wants to be Wild Mike's co-pilot?
I mean,
I could
I could be gunner,
be.
but so could he.
I could also be engineer, theoretically.
Yeah. I mean, you have a really good stat for that. Let's see, where is I guess I have Mike's icon somewhere. There it is. So let me go back to deck F.
Can you switch roles like easily?
Mid-combat? No.
or- Oh, so you just straight up can't.
No. You determine it ahead of time, but we're not in space combat yet. I'm just trying to get a sense of where everybody is going to be before Horgust answers the radio call, because I'm assuming Horgust is going to do that.
Yeah. So who is going to be the gunner on the dropship?
Yeah.
And who's the two gunners on the big ship? That's all that really matters.
I could be
Who's
a
our best-
gunner on the big ship or wherever.
I thought you wanted to be the engineer.
I could do either, honestly. It kind of just depends on what's needed more.
Remember, you do, in terms of NPCs also, you do have, if you need like a gunner, you have Ohio Tobias, who has a range combat and agility of 9. So he could be the gunner on the dropship. And Vinny has...
We'll put the two NPCs on the dropship.
Okay.
Because if I lose the dropship, I won't feel bad losing a PC.
Okay. You probably feel bad using Mike Reynolds, I'll tell you what, boy. But let's see. So I'll put Mike and Tobias by the dropship. Okay. Arthur, are you going to want to be the engineer, or are you going to leave that to Vinny?
What's
Vinny-
Vinny's
Vinny
machine level?
has a total of 10.
Total of 10? Okay, probably leave him to it then, because
Okay,
I'm
but if he fucks up a roll,
still a
he
good
cannot
gunner.
push, just so you know.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I mean he still has better stats, so
Okay.
I mean,
So Vinny
Yeah.
will be on deck, what is it, deck A, I think? Yep, deck A in engineering. I'm not going to bother downscaling this, so I'll just throw him in engineering. Okay, so that's all the NPCs, and then so I'm assuming all the PCs are going to be on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds like a plan. So on deck A, I mean, you don't have to switch the map, but if you just want to know for context, you're on deck A in the upper right of the bridge. Okay, so you make it to the bridge. I'm assuming everybody is all armored up and, geared up and
Yep.
such. So when you answer the hail, there's Queen says establishing video uplink, Command and Conquer style. And you see a woman.
Pull my neck gaiter up around to cover the lower half of my face,
Okay.
so they can't get me on visual.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they can see me, but they won't
So
see my
there's
face.
like a monitor that like deploys in front of the actually, and I don't know, it's just they're basically, the point is there's some sort of video feed with the same like low res quality as Burke and Ripley talking in Aliens. But so there's a whole establishing video uplink, and there's a woman in a black Eco 2 suit, and the Eco 2 suit is the same kind you guys have. In the background here's the interesting thing. In their background, there are people who are in stock Mark 35 suits, but theirs are more rust-colored than black, and they are armed with familiar-looking rifles. But I want anybody who has an eye for detail, I want you to make a passive observation, which means passive you cannot push, but that is a completely optional roll.
I'll try it. I have a pretty good wits.
Okay. All right, very nice. Wow, everybody's getting 1 success until Igor rolled and he got 2. So
Yeah, it's showing us
you would
moving.
notice that these rifles, so you're used to the black armored goons that you've fought twice now were armed with M41A E2 heavy pulse rifles, which have long barrels and bulkier frames. These rifles look like that, but they are actually not. They are Weyland Storm rifles, and those are they're very expensive high-tech predecessor to the pulse rifle. They're black and they have, um, long barrels, computerized scopes. I will share a picture of one. Storm, not Strom, Storm. View item artwork. This is what they're carrying.
When you say predecessor, does that mean that it's not as advanced, or does that mean it's better?
This one is a super prototype. It has better range than the pulse rifle. This thing could this thing could hit targets kilometers away.
Horror show. I must get one of these.
Oh yeah, we're killing these motherfuckers. Stealing their shit.
I want gun. Gun looks very nice.
Yep. So Storm Rifle was a state-of-the-art gun. But anyway, in terms of the excuse me, it's all the sniffling, the allergies. So anyway, so back to the transmission. So the woman dead center in the camera, so to describe her, she has a bit of a soft, slightly chubby face and pale skin, medium length, light brown hair, and a very mellow but authoritative voice. She says, "Black Gauntlet crew, this is Shelby Bannon, captain of Bannon's Bandits. I'll get right to it. You've got some cargo on board that you really don't want in your possession, and you've got 2 options to deal with it. You can hand it over to us or destroy it, whether by blowing it up or rejecting it into space. In both cases, I promise that you'll receive the payment the company promised you, even if it's not them who's paying you."
What the fuck is it?
Well, it is nice to meet you. I'm Horgust Armel.
I've heard of you.
And why?
Nice.
And why is this? Why does this stuff need to be destroyed?
And Shelby says to you, because you have to understand that the company, she'll remind you that all of you that, and this is something your characters might or might not know, Weyland-Yutani has been involved in a lot of scandals lately, and their trustworthiness is near non-existent. She's saying that if you she goes on to say that I don't know if you've actually looked in those crates, but if you haven't, you better take a close look. She says that just because you were told something, again, she's not saying such as if you told her this, but she says if you're like any of the other people that the company has conned, you would know that what they tell you and what is actually in there are seldom the same thing. And she says that whatever it is, I represent somebody who, or an organization who does not want to let that fall into company hands. Better to destroy it or bring it in for investigation than to let the company get away with it.
And who were you with?
She sighs and says, "Legally, I am not at liberty to disclose that."
You seem to know a whole lot more about this cargo than we do. Any idea what it actually is?
She says, "I don't know what it is, but let's just say I have an inside source who infiltrated the company and gave advanced warning that you guys were delivering cargo for the company." So She
I'm paying
says
for the
that
cargo.
why don't she says if you don't, if you're not convinced, why don't you go down to your cargo bay and check it out yourself? I'll wait.
Because our contract precludes it from opening up the damn thing.
And why do you suppose that is? Is it because they don't want anybody to take it, or is it just because they want to cover their tracks?
Probably both.
It's standard. It's standard contract.
So,
And there's different size crates down there, right?
and there's what?
There's different size crates, right?
Well, no, they're all consistently the same size.
So do we have X-ray? Anything X-ray?
No.
In our. Oh, of course not. Can I flip a destiny point? I'm
No.
kidding.
Little bit of Star Wars. Rub it off on you.
Hey, Cody, can you pop up the mission again? I
The
don't know where it's
contract?
At. Yeah.
Sure. Let
Is
me.
there even any like X-ray tech we could buy eventually?
Unfortunately, not. This is not that high tech of a universe.
Oh, if only.
So we're gonna get paid if we open this up.
Yeah,
Is that
I mean,
what you said?
Shelby said that, I will pay you if, those crates are either destroyed or handed over to me. Like, whatever the company is paying you, I will match that.
Hmm.
But either way, like, the one thing it's clear that she cares about is that whatever it is cannot reach the company.
And what's she saying about the corporation is a known fact that
Ye-
they're
Yeah, they were
that they do
recently,
shady shit.
yeah, that they've been involved in some shady shit. And yeah, like for example, and you guys would know this because let me put it this way. When you went to Fury 161, and you encountered the Xenomorph, Weyland-Yutani said that prison shut down because of a cholera outbreak. There was no cholera on that planet. And that coincides with, like, I mean, case in point, you read Space Beast. You know that what Robert Morse, the prisoner, the guy who wrote the book, what he said matches up with what you saw. So just on personal experience alone, you know that the company is not exactly the most trustworthy force in the galaxy.
I have a great idea. Kill transmission.
We'll mute it.
Yeah, you can put her on
Okay.
mute.
We have crates we could throw overboard that have nothing important in them. She just sees crates go out into space. She pays us. We make delivery. We get paid a second time.
I'm pretty sure her spies will know that.
They won't know it soon enough for us to not get paid twice.
I think we
I-
ought to open the crates and figure out what it is first, at least. Like they're not gonna know as long as we don't, take anything, assuming that it's something.
No,
Well, if you're talking
no,
about they as
if
in the
you read
company, the company will
if you read
know if the crates are opened.
Yes.
Yeah, there's like tamper locks on them.
I just like the idea of getting paid twice.
Maybe we.
So do I, but that's not the rep that I want to be. And that's my problem. Is I know she's probably telling the truth, but
But do
I'm
we
under
really want to have
contract.
to deal with company agents if we double cross them?
You're right. That's where I'm torn.
Can we shake one of the crates and like see what sound
No.
it makes? Like, like a kid on
No.
Christmas.
No. There's a
What if it
giant
makes a
crate that needed to be
sloshing,
lifted with
goopy
two
sound?
power. No, it was a giant crate that needed to be lifted by two power loaders. No way in hell you're going to shake it, no matter how strong Arthur is.
Hmm
What if
Oh,
we
No
had
matter-
we have a
three
power
power
loader,
lifters?
right?
Could they shake it?
Well, I'll say this much: if anybody was supervising them, the crates being carried by those power loaders, there's not like you could hear anything like rattling around or sloshing around or any kind of suspicious sounds.
Yeah,
Well,
my character was supervising, and yeah, whatever's in there, they probably have like those, like the foam inserts to
Yeah,
like
exactly.
cushion the stuff.
whoever's like smart, maybe like try and figure out, or like have your character try and figure out, like, okay, it's about this big, probably has some sort of padding, reduce the size. What material could it be made out of that it's that heavy?
I mean, other than the fact that it's like a crate the size of 2 buses.
Yeah, I mean, like, if it's that heavy and it's like, filled with water, then it probably wouldn't be that heavy. But if it's like, you know, something else, like, I don't know, maybe there's like a tank in there or some shit.
It
You know,
is
you'd
a
probably
large
notice, oh,
crate
it's filled with
filled
depleted uranium.
with lead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're just shipping a giant lead block.
I find that hard to believe.
So I'm
Well,
calling
they're
for
making
a team.
a really big pencil.
Hmm.
So I'm calling for a team vote. Everybody look at the chat in game, and everybody put a 1, 2, or 3, or 4. You could sustain or some other thing. You could type what the other thing is, but if you want to give up the cargo, type a 1. If you want to open a crate,
Oh,
2,
that,
or 3 if you want to keep and try to run.
I'll delete that too, and so whoever.
yeah, that was me
Okay.
for some reason.
Yeah, well, you probably have the dropship selected.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to try to run, but at the same time, I'm not really a fan of giving up the cargo without any investigation.
I mean, worst case scenario, we could just try and convince them that there was some turbulence and like it got knocked around and.
Well, it seems largely unanimous. I mean, I don't know what Horgus'
Yep.
vote is, but
We seem to be going for option 2.
yeah.
Yep.
So,
So, Evelyn, do you want to take you and a couple people down there? That way you have a couple guns with you. Because it'll probably Comtech to try to break the
yeah, it'll be
locks.
Comtech, but you'll get a +2 from the diagnostic device and a +3 from NPCs helping you.
Try
So
and
I'll-
make it look like it could have happened by accident.
I'll unmute and let her know that we've decided that we're going to open up the cargo and see what's in it. Please hold.
And she says very well, and her ships remain in position. She still stays on the line. So.
But I do have a question on their ships. What are their ships, and what kind of armaments do they
So
have?
their ships, I would say at this distance, not visible, but if you want to run a context scan to scan the enemy ships, you can.
Yep.
So somebody can run. I mean, you can run that scan either before or after Evelyn goes to check out the crates.
After,
Okay.
but my guess is going to be the NPC ship crew center dude is probably the best at it, right?
If you're talking about Mac, Paz, and Glenn, let me see.
Because this is their job. So
Well, Glenn has Wits 5. Oh my God, Wits 5 Comtech for you. Glenn will do it.
yeah.
I forgot how good his stats are. And then let me see if Paz has Comtech 0. Okay,
I
so
think just
Glenn.
I need
All right.
to bump up the
Yeah,
content.
Glenn will do the roll, and then. Okay, so he succeeds. The results he get. These ships are like their call signs are Myrmidon and Seleucia. Their the ships are so both of them are Bison class ships, like the same class as Nostromo, but they are armed because those ships have hard points that weapons can be installed. They both have railguns, and one of the ships has particle beams.
All right. So one ship has 2 railguns, and one has a railgun in it,
Yes.
or All right, so it would be 4 guns against our 2. Correct?
Yeah. And also for clarification on which of the two, so the Myrmidon is the command ship, and that's the one with the 2 railguns. The Seleucia, if I'm pronouncing that right, is the support ship, and that has the particle beam cannons as well as the like defense railguns.
Okay, and they are smaller than us, right?
They're approximately the same size.
So they'll be close to the same armor and shit.
Yeah, not exact, but you do have like a military hull advantage on them, but in terms of the overall scale of the ships, they're roughly the same size, if memory serves. Like I think a Bison
And
is like 300-ish meters. I'll double check that. Let's see, CM80AG. Bison is 334 meters for an M-class Bison, and then the Black Gauntlet, where art thou, is 300. So it's actually, they're slightly larger than your ship.
okay.
But in terms of the actual armor, let me see, are they interesting. Okay, noted. So Glenn does that scan and he reports back to Horgust about his findings, that the scans indicate that they're M-class Bison freighters, they are armed with yada yada yada. While that's going on, Evelyn is going down to deck F, with a little escort of NPCs to do the Comtech scan. So I guess it doesn't matter which cargo bay you're going to, B or D. So now I need you to do a Comtech roll for me. And like I said, you get a +2 from the diagnostic device and +3 from NPCs helping you.
Great. My intense focus wouldn't really count in the situation, would
It
it?
would. I mean, if you're
Ooh,
interrupted, it wouldn't. Like,
fail.
yeah, it would fail. But
Yeah.
as long as you aren't, then you would get a bonus from that.
Nice. I think I have to input that manually because it
Yeah,
doesn't
you would have
add
to.
it.
Yeah, you would have to right click. Well, if it doesn't add it manually, I should fix that. I forgot to do that. But anyway, yeah, just add it manually for now, then I'll fix it
Yep.
later.
So that's 3 from the MP, 3 from help, 2 from the thing. So I'm rolling with the
+7, I
plus
think.
5.
Oh, very nice. Okay. You get into the crates, and let me see, what did my notes? Yeah, when you open the crates, when you open them, there are not the things that Bradshaw told you about. None of that is in there. Inside are cryotubes, and there are people in them.
Why am I not surprised?
There's
Oh,
people in there?
Yes, cryopods with people in them.
What do they look like?
They are more or less stock, humans. Like nothing. They're not like clones or some shit. They're just, regular people, like mix of men and women, different heights and weights and skin tones and such.
They're carrying the
It's
fucking
Soylent
chest
Green.
boosters, aren't they?
It's Soylent Green. It's made of people. Oh, sorry.
How's it taste? It
I
varies
love
from
it.
person to person.
Exactly.
Damn.
So, anyway, so Evelyn, you find cryopods full of people. Suffice to say, you take 1 point of stress from the wait what reveal.
Yeah, I imagine I just like open it, and just kind of like fall back like on my
Yeah.
ass and shock.
Okay.
Like,
So yeah,
what the fuck?
yeah. There at least one of these crates is full of cryopods with people in them.
How many pods in a crate?
I would say, given the scale, probably about maybe like a dozen per crate.
So if every crate had a person in it, had these same specs, how many people would it be?
I would say in terms of crates, I can't remember if I gave a number, but we'll say half a dozen. So yeah, 12 times 6. assuming
Oh,
assuming all those crates are full of people.
So if they are full of people, and she wanted us to destroy them,
Well,
she wants us to kill all these
now
people.
keep in mind she did not know what was in the
I didn't know
crates.
what it was. She was. Yeah, I'm gonna tell her that.
So you tell Shelby that, and she reacts with shock,
So-
and then
Yeah, I pretty much saw her. So we got another issue. We can't
Literally
destroy
human
this.
trafficking.
she said,
Yeah, we
"Well,
can't destroy these. It's full of people.
she said, well, no, I agree with you completely. If I had known if I'd known other people, that takes destroying it off the table. Transfer it to me. I will get this to the right people, and I will pay you."
That's what we want to do.
I think we
Horgus
ought to
Stacy
open up
goes-
the rest of the crates, or at least a couple more. Make sure that
Horgus.
this is what's in them.
Horgus says, I'm not comfortable with that. I would be up to you escorting us to a location that we could offload this.
Shelby, like, she kind of has a bit of a pensive, like, uncertain look, and she says to you, "Well, how about I'll make you a deal. I will tell you in person. You do not tell you in person who I'm backed by or who I'm backing. That information stays between us. And I will tell you in person. And after I do so, I would like the crates, and I will pay you. May I dock with you? Or with your ship, rather."
Yes.
Okay. So she says, "Very well." And
How many guards will you bring? I will have the same equal number.
she's bringing a 6-pack.
All right.
So she
Did somebody say 6-pack?
and then Arthur just starts chugging. So with that, Shelby cuts the comms, and the scanners that Glenn was watching indicate the ship with the 2 railguns is, cruising in towards you. It does not it doesn't. The railguns don't even so much as turn in the slightest. The ship, starts docking. I'm gonna do like basically a coin flips, like versus like port or starboard. R1D2. It goes port side. So where all your tokens are right now is where it's gonna end up, or like on deck F. So, you feel a heavy clang against your hull, from a ship like an airlock, just like making solid contact with your ship. Inside there's a little pause, and then eventually the airlock doors cycle. You see Shelby there, matching this, the visual appearance of the woman you were talking to. Behind her, she's flanked by 6 guys, all carrying storm rifles. Their rifles, she has one too, but it's not raised. None of their guns are raised at you. And she, flips up the visor of her Eco 2's helmet and says, "Captain Horgust, it is nice to finally meet you face to face."
It's nice to meet you too.
And she says, "Now, I promised you this. I'm backed by the FBI. They've been conducting investigation into company activities, and they're trying to be as hands-off as possible. If you give me the crates, I'm going to deliver them to the FBI. So that way they are in the right hands."
FBI.
Yes, the American FBI.
So as a colonial marine, I fought for Earth, right?
Well, you fought for the United Americas.
Which would have been Earth and the FBI and everybody, right?
Well, remember, the different factions like the UPP, the United Americans, so on, they are all coalitions of countries on Earth. So you're not like fighting for Earth, you're fighting for your country on Earth.
Okay.
So as a United States colonial marine, you would be safeguarding the interests of both the United States in particular and the United Americas as a whole, especially because the United States more or less leads the United Americas.
She also
So-
mentioned that she had heard of you. So
Right. And what she's saying would be truthful with the FBI, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do a
case.
manipulation to try to like ascertain, like just to gauge for yourself if you're still like, but she's like,
Truthful. That's
yeah, she's being truthful.
okay.
I'm just saying like how if you want to see, yeah, like two successes, like you can tell from her body language that she's making eye contact, she's not speaking nervously, her chest isn't pounding heavily, like like nervous breathing. She's telling you very matter of factly who she is, who she's working for, and why she wants the cargo.
Now the other question I have is, do I think that these black units that we've been fighting are part of her?
Is that part of your manipulation rule?
Yes.
So I'll say this. She is wearing a black spacesuit. Her guards are not. So whether that's a coincidence or not is, is up for you to determine. Because if they were like the guys, so on that moon, the one with the black goo in the mines, those guys had black suits with green visors. These guys have like rust-colored suits with clear visors.
we took their uniforms, didn't we?
Well, you took the uniforms of the guys on the planet who had black M3 body armor. Like the first group of Black Ops guys that you fought, back when you were dealing with like the mutants and all that stuff, those guys had suits, like spacesuits, because there was no breathable air. The guys you fought last session were wearing body armor because they were on a planet with a breathable atmosphere.
What were they wearing under the body armor, though?
Fatigues.
What color?
Black.
Hmm.
But both groups don't totally look like what we're looking at.
What you're looking at, no, not at all. Like the closest thing is that Shelby's armor or her spacesuit is black, but that may be a coincidence, and it does not have a green visor.
I asked her if she would be okay speaking with me totally private.
And she says, of course.
I'll ask everybody to out and her guards go out.
Yeah, her. Well, I mean, you could just head into like Cargo Bay C or something. Everybody can
Okay.
just stay where
Yep.
they are. So.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not gonna bother moving you in there.
Okay.
We'll just assume that you're.
I'm gonna ask her. I said, do you know anything about or I should say, do you know if the FBI is investigating? Do we know what that black liquid is called, right?
Well, you would not know the actual name of it.
Okay, and then I'll explain it. The founders black liquid.
So
They're called the founders, right?
the engineers.
Engineers. Sorry, I knew it was something.
So Shelby shakes her head, and what she says that, I mean, given all the crazy shit, we're hearing about on the frontier nowadays, the further we go out into space, I mean, I want to believe it's true. I have no personal knowledge or experience on the subject, but I believe what you're saying. In terms of if the FBI knows about it, I don't know, because as a concept, what you're describing never occurred to me, so I wouldn't know to ask them, hey, have you guys been experimenting with or trying to find this black liquid? Because I mean, again, I didn't know it existed. So
I kind of tell her the two encounters that we've been on, and both times dealing with this black liquid, this nondescript unit in black armor, military trained, has been there. We fooled both of their plots to obtain of this material, and we do know that this material is very, very, very toxic. Um, so if you don't know anything about it, if you could put a report into the FBI about it, that would be beneficial. And if they need anything from me or they know how to contact, I mean, they could find me.
Yeah, she
They
says
know.
that I mean, if you consent to me giving them your name and your communication, like your network frequency, I will give them that so they can get in touch with you if they need it.
Yes, because this stuff should not be going into the wrong hands.
From what you're describing, I agree completely.
And there's a mine full of it, and then ruins of the engineers, and there's a room full of that.
Do you have coordinates to
in
both?
files. Yes.
Okay, and I assume that you give her the coordinates.
Yes.
Okay. So she jots that down on her PDAT and says, but other than that, I can assume that we, by this point, are in full agreement. She offers a hand to shake.
Yep.
She shakes it, smiles a little bit, and says, if there are any other questions that, I have the clearance to ask, I will give you that knowledge. Otherwise, if not, then my crew and I will start loading the crates onto our ship.
Are we going to do a space, or are we landing somewhere to transport?
I mean, you're docked. Like, you have an umbilical, like, between your two ships, so they can just shuttle the stuff across.
Okay, I wasn't sure how. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, no,
if we're going to do it in space or land somewhere.
Yeah, well, no, you can. I'll say you can just like dock either the cargo bays or just the main like service umbilical, like between the two ships. Like either way, you have the means to get the cargo across. So
momentum is still a thing, but could turning artificial gravity off help?
turning artificial gravity off would be bad because then the power loaders wouldn't have any traction, and they wouldn't be able to carry it.
To move the crates, but whatever.
So
I'm not a cargo handler.
Yep.
And would we use our crane to transport it from side to side? Because I'm guessing it's going to be too heavy to go across that flimsy
you can
thing, right?
Well, I mean, the crane would not be able to go through umbilical, and the umbilical is by no means flimsy. So the yeah, but I mean, I'll simplify it. I mean, the power loaders will be able to get across, so fret not.
Okay. All right.
So once all the crates are transferred, Shelby turns around and like pulls out her PDAT, and your PDAT Horgust, like you get transmitted the $3 million that the company promised you, with a bonus 250 on top of that. Well, 250,000. So you're basically making $3,250,000. And she says, "Thank you for being cooperative and doing the right thing." She nods to you, and then she starts making her way off the ship.
All right. Thank you very much.
So,
well,
in the aftermath
that's
of
certainly-
the ships disconnect, and both the Seleucia and the Myrmidon set an FTL course to parts unknown, and they depart. So for the time being, you just kind of chilling in the void of space. So what do you do next? Because I feel like this is a good time to stop, but I just want to make sure that anybody has any like last minute discussions or plans on what to do next.
No, it works for me.
Yeah, it's a good place to stop.
I would like to send a message to that jerk off that put us on this mission and tell him
Tell us
that
how you really feel about it.
I can't remember his name.
Bradshaw?
Yeah. And I say that the Steel Talons are not in the business to be
Human trafficking.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Human traffickers. Your cargo has been offloaded, and our contract is null.
So you send that message out, and remember, FTL communications are not a thing, so you're not going to get an immediate response. But
I know.
You can be assured that there will be a response. So with
Oh,
that,
yes,
We should
I know.
probably fuck off after sending that.
yeah, I tell screeching tires, and you just gun it into light speed.
Yeah, honestly, I just wouldn't send it, to be straight up with you. But, you know,
Oh, what you don't understand is they know that their cargo has been opened.
maybe
And-
maybe you could add an addendum to that. If you
how
come
about not
after
send
us,
anything at all?
we'll put that information out publicly.
Oh, that'll be the response after the next response.
What were you saying, Martin?
Well, why send anything at all?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them. You know.
Yeah, that's kind of
And
what I'm thinking.
I
But
highly-
you know, what's done is done.
What
And
you're
I
doing
ha-
is taunting. I get that, but it'll get us. It'll put a target on our back, and that's the part that I don't.
What you
like.
guys aren't realizing is our target is on the back.
Huh?
And I'm just making it clear that I know that target is there. So now we have 2 targets on our backs. You got this
yeah.
secret unit, and now this corporation.
Well, to be fair, they could be the same thing.
It could be.
something I was just thinking of with like the crates being tampered with, because technology isn't like big, like over the top. It could be that the crate will just show like, oh, it's like a tamper, has like a tamper seal basically on it.
Yeah.
I highly doubt they have like computers that are like the moment that it's open, it's like, oh, this
Yeah,
is
they're
like
not
a
gonna.
tech-
Yeah, they're not gonna get like light
Yeah.
speed, communications like notification this crate was open. It's just that if you say if you opened the crate and then you brought it to the transfer station and they inspect it, they're going to see that the crate was open, even if the
I
lid is
thought
shut.
that the message was sent. That's what, to me, technology.
It was already scanned for
nowadays
like
would be that.
transmitters and shit.
I know, but it wasn't active until you open it, and then it turns on and then sends a beacon saying we've been opened.
Well, it doesn't send
That's
a
what I
beacon.
thought
It's
it
just
did.
that they.
Well,
like even if it's closed and locked again, it'll have like a red alert signal like
all right. Well, then I won't send a
It's like
message
the
because
tamper-proof seal on milk at the grocery store.
to me, I've read it as when you open it up, it would send a message to the corporation. That's what I thought it was going to. Because
No.
to me, if I could fly in space, it could fucking send a comm through a computer. I mean, you could do that
Which
nowadays.
makes sense.
I
Well,
mean, that's what I thought it did.
Well,
There's
I mean,
also
if
like
it doesn't-
80s
if it
retro
doesn't do
future
that,
tech.
Then I wouldn't send a message.
okay,
To
so
me,
you're not going to send a message. All right.
not if you tell me that the box didn't send a message to the corporation.
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't send out a message.
Okay, then I'm not going to send
Okay.
a
Okay.
comm.
But either way, they are going to find out because you're not bringing it back to them.
Gives us
Well-
more time though.
So.
We can come up with the story while we have time to come up with a story now.
So.
Oh yeah, we had a catastrophic failure in our docking or our cargo bay, and the whole cargo bay was depressurized and exposed to vacuum.
I mean, they're going to
and,
still bill you for it, no matter what you
Everything
say.
got blown out into space. So sorry, it's all lost.
We just won't work for
Oopsie
them.
poopsie.
Oops.
So.
if we go,
But
if we
we'll
go down the
resolve
route
that
of doing high-
we'll resolve that next time though. So in the meantime, in terms of XP, so everybody else knows the drill. But Alan, just the way I've been handling this is that so every player will automatically get 5 XP. And there are a set of XP questions that each question you answer, you get a point of XP. But the thing is that you don't start getting extra points until you've answered more than 5 questions. So like, for example, the first 5 questions, if you answer those, you don't have 10 XP, you have 5. But if you answer the 6th, then congrats, now you have a 6th point. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, so with that resolved, and I'll get into spending XP once we've tallied it up. So where is developing a character? Okay, so everybody's got their character sheets up and ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. You all participated in the game session. You get 1 XP for being there, so everybody gets that point. Did you follow your personal agenda?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would say so.
Okay. Did you risk your life for your buddy?
I don't have a buddy.
We didn't really
not really.
have
No.
any opportunities to do so.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that in a sec as well. But because that's one of the things you do between sessions. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival? Take that as a no.
He wasn't here.
Okay. Did you make a panic roll? I think just about everybody did. So, I know Igor did not. I believe it was Horgust, Arthur, and Martin who did.
Yep.
So you three get that point. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? In this case, you solved it non-violently.
First, wow.
So you solved that non-violently. Did you make a significant discovery or revelation? No, you bet your ass you did.
Oh yeah.
The supposed good guys are the bad guys, and the bad guys are the good guys. I mean, that alone, but... Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? I would say that Horgust, in this case, managing to completely negate a space battle and befriend somebody who was essentially trying to mug you, but albeit for good reasons. So...
The feds.
Yeah.
Hopefully has set up new mission lists.
Oh no, don't worry, that's coming up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the like I said, we've got the other like the escort mission lined up for the next one, and then after this session, I'm gonna post a new job. And something tells me that I'm gonna say this: there's gonna be one new job, and something tells me you guys are gonna take it. But we'll get into that in just a sec.
Ooh, I can't wait.
I just want
I
to wrap
bet we're
up.
also going to get a job to, clean up all the deaths from those, chest burster carriers in the cryopods.
So, well, they may not be chest burster carriers. You never know. And did you earn any money? Yeah, I mean, you all just made. Well, you got paid twice. You got paid from helping Dev, and then you got paid for. Shelby paid you for your actions and handing over the cargo and preventing it from being in Weyland-Yutani's hands. So you guys get the points. So again, the maximum amount of XP you can earn if you answered yes to all of those is 9. So in terms of changing buddy and rival, this is really relevant just for Alan because I think everybody else knows. So at the end of every session, you can choose one PC to be your buddy and then one PC to be your rival. You can have one of either or both. Like, for example, like you could just have a rival but not a buddy, but you cannot have two rivals. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So you could choose any PC to be your buddy or to be your rival.
I don't think that Igor knows anybody well enough to.
I mean, you were shooting the shit with
with
Martin and Evelyn, so.
This is true. This is true. This is true.
So you could pick one of them to be your buddy.
I'm gonna make you my rival because
What?
you're gunning for the position of more notorious
alcoholic.
Drinker.
He's
Yeah.
he's Russian. I had a conversation with a coworker. Oksana Shetko was her name, and one might gather from her name being Oksana Shetko that she was from Belarus.
British.
And she was. And at the time, this was years ago, at the time, there was a lot of publicity with the Russian dating stuff. Meet up with the Russian girl, bring her over to the U.S., blah, 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 blah. And I asked her straightforwardly, what's going on with this whole Russian mail order bride thing? And she said to me, not all American men are alcoholics. And she wasn't being hyperbolic or facetious. Straight up, not all American men are alcoholics, implying that everybody over there is.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
If we could stay focused for a sec, because I am just trying to get through this XP stuff, just for a minute. So that's buddies and rivals, so you can change that between sessions. Now for spending XP, so everything costs 5, like whether you're learning a talent or learning a new skill. To increase a skill level by 1 step is 5 XP. The cap for a skill is 5, so like you could have range combat up to 5, for example. And the caveat is that if you learn a new skill at skill level 1, like if you have a 0 in something that costs 5 XP, But in order to do that, you either have to have used the skill and succeeded, or have somebody
Mhm.
teach you. As for talents, learning a talent costs 5 XP, and it requires a successful wits roll. But if somebody has the talent already, like say you wanted to learn tough, we have several people with tough, so that roll would succeed automatically, and you would get the talent.
Got it. I'll put some thought into that.
Okay. So you can just look through the talents of like Colonial Marines and base game and stuff. And you can learn either
It's
your career
wits that you
talents.
roll?
Yeah, it's a wits roll.
Okay.
So suffice to say, Arthur might have some problems with that, but
Huh.
just call it a hunch. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else to address. Like I said, I'll post that new job, but
I have one.
oh, what's
I
up?
have one thing to address. So, is everybody okay with not taking any money and it all goes to the team?
Yeah, I am.
Because
We gotta save up.
no, we might be just so Cody, if we wanted to pick up the sensor drones, they're 3,600. How much more do we have to pay black market?
To pay in the black market is I always just make it a 50% increase.
Fuck, we can't afford it.
Well, I never said that sensor drones are a black market item. You can just go to a shipyard and get those.
Oh, can we? Okay, then we're good.
It's things like
because
nuclear weapons and missiles that you would need to.
Okay, because we could go and get sensor drones. Right now, the team has the group with putting the money in. We've got 3,980,000, and the sensor drones are 3,600,000. So it would leave us with about 300,000 in party funds if everybody's cool with that, because we really need sensor drones.
Well,
You know-
especially after this decision you're going to.
I don't have an objection to that.
Theoretically, right? If we were finding something that's like innocuous and really common like that and looking for it on the black market, couldn't it potentially be cheaper due to like, not having to pay tax and shit like that?
Well, I mean, things in the black market are more expensive because there's not as much, and the efforts to get them were more risky.
Mhm.
And they also realized that,
They're
like,
paying
well,
for
if
the
there are
time.
like any like evil organizations who want nukes, I mean, we could charge a premium for it, and they'll pay for it. So
Yeah,
Or you
I
can
mean like
find the right.
innocuous stuff like sensor drones, common stuff.
I'll have to think on that. My default is no, but I'll give it some thought. But other than that,
You're
hopefully
saying
that
you
was a.
want to find some sensor drones that fell off the back of a truck, and some guy named Vinny down by the docks has them for
You have an
cheap.
android in your crew name, Vinny.
See, there you go.
Does
Damn it.
does he have sensor drones for cheap?
Is,
Uh, anyway,
is he Vinny Antonelli?
no.
You know, Cody, I totally had something I wanted to ask her, and I totally forgot. Damn it! I was gonna
Why is
see
the
if she
robot
could pay
Italian?
us with some of those guns,
Oh, I was
and
thinking
I
that
totally
too.
fucked it. I totally forgot.
I mean, we
God
could find
damn.
some.
I know.
Anyway, hopefully that was a very entertaining session.
Yeah,
It
that
was.
was a good one.
Wasn't any
It's
combat,
certainly
but
interesting.
yeah, the plot thickens. So,
Yep. All right, you
um,
guys all have a good one.
yeah.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yep. Well, yeah, our next session is the 19th. So, unless something comes up, so I'll look to see you then.